I think I'm going to be doing some Cthulhu with Tom when I get out to Bristol next week.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
With Father James Carver, brother of John Carver.
Let Axel know if it's better than his.
Well, it probably will be. Probably will be.
I wouldn't even stoop that low, Gregory.
We go for a more scuffed, down to earth Cthulhu.
I just want to see how the legend of Roy, like that's what's keeping me in this game, is Roy actually getting to do things is exciting to me.
I enjoy that Roy is like our tank.
He is. I mean, we literally used him to block a corridor previously.
I've somehow got more strength than Roy as the skinny lad that I am.
Yeah, but Roy's not strong. He's just a big lad.
No, well, yeah, he puts his weight behind it. I'd argue that's strength.
We've got Roy, who just fails at everything. Klaus, who can't pass a medical check to save his life. Charlie, whose first point of call on any situation is to either kill someone or steal something. What a ragtag bunch of chaps.
Indeed.
So,
where were we?
We were, as far as I recall, I'll summarize what happened in the last session rather than the whole thing. But lad went to Abner Wick's
his
shop.
That's
yeah, his shop / house, and had a bit of a rummage to see if they could find anything.
Killed a lad with a fucking Aztec club.
Killed a lad / something. Killed a thing at least. I don't think you found anything of particular note.
We found his ledger that we want to have everyone have a look through before we proceed.
I found an Aztec club.
And we found
that's finally something I can do. My accounting qualifications, for some reason, as a taxi driver, are going to come in handy.
So we can have a look through the ledger, see if there's anything of particular note. But yeah, apart from that,
and then Abner Wick came back. Obviously realised something was a bit wrong when he checked the room, but didn't know who had done it. At least that's what it seemed like. And now you went back to the hotel. And now it's basically the next day. So now we're on October 3rd. So we'll say that we'll kick off at 10 AM, the usual uneventful night, meet up in the hotel lobby, and we'll just go from there in the morning. Also, we can assume that Lucy is now in New York.
New York. Guten Morgen all. Let us discuss the treasures we found in Abner Wick's residence.
All right.
We found no treasures apart from this club, but we did pocket this book, which Charlie and I could not make head nor tail of. I think the rest of you should take a look at it.
I'll have a look at your feckin' book, you big idiot. I'm drunk this morning, by the way. I just decided John's had a relapse.
An Irish coffee.
Yeah.
5.
What would that be in terms of rolling?
So what type of book was it? Was it a ledger or was it a checkbook? I can't remember.
It was a general ledger of stuff that had been sold in the...
That sounds like an accounting roll. I
42
haven't got a fucking clue what this is. I don't think it's even a ledger.
Yeah, I would agree that it's accounting.
I've chucked it across the room.
If anyone else, obviously, this is just to.
Yes!
This is just okay.
Yes!
So this is just to skim through it, but if you pass, we'll still
we're all over the accounting.
Fucking Evelyn! What a surprise! It's like my opponents in Blood Bowl. That's who Evelyn is. Just fucking pow, pow, pow.
Okay, so you have a nosy through this ledger, which is the ledger for all the sales that have gone on in the undisclosed trifle shop, and there are a number of entries that are related to Charles Leiter in terms of things that he's sold to Abner Wick, as well as some that have just names that you don't really recognize, and some of them clearly have sort of like aliases, aliases,
Yeah.
names that are clearly
code.
Not necessarily code, but a lot of extremely generic names like John Smith, etc. Things that
off the books almost. So.
Probably cover.
I'm going to attempt to dodge.
We can't just
I
farm
fucking
rolls.
missed it. I failed to dodge the ledger. The ledger. I'm going to dodge the lies, skirt around them to the truth.
So, yeah. So you don't really find that much. Most of the ledger is basically normie.
But what did Leiter sell to Wick?
So most of them, there aren't really any descriptions, but most of them, you could, if you went to check the local library or similar, you might be able to reference some of the things that have been found. But as it stands, it's just mostly names of things which don't really ring a bell. So there aren't any actual descriptions of what they are.
Okay.
It's literally just the names. So without reference, you don't know what the sort of value or how important some of these things are.
Okay.
Is this something we could call up Herman Greenwald for and get him to do that whilst we go to Atlantic City?
You could, yeah.
Herman, we're going to Atlantic City for the weekend.
Job,
Flight-CSG
ho just
resubbed
for 5 months.
Excuse me, Mr. Greenwald. We've come into possession of a list of books and papers. We would like you to check to see if any of the names stand out, and I will read to him the list that Leiter.
We on the blower now, are we?
Yeah, I'm calling him on the phone.
Yeah, we can call.
Oh,
sure.
My mobile.
So you're going to So you're going
telegram
to
it.
Yeah, we could do a telegram.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to send him the only the books that
anything that seems interesting. Yeah, the relevant stuff.
Okay. So he's going to get on that. It's going to be maybe a day, half a day. So you've got some time to kill before he gets back to you on that.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone who can think of for an action list in Arkham?
No, I think we've done about all we can here. We need to find out what the fuck is going on in Atlantic City. We've already murdered enough people here.
But
the only other thing that is unsolved is the old mafia lads at the back of the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be connected to Atlantic City. We don't know.
There's also, so I just want to say this is related to the game mechanics. You can do something called an idea roll, which is basically your int, which can give you, if you've previously come across something that you've actually come across something in the story and you've essentially as a person you've forgotten it.
Yeah.
It can rejig your memory.
All right, let's do that. Let's do int rolls then. I've got 90 ints, so this should be pretty
Holy
spicy.
shit!
90.
Nailed it, barely.
Okay, so Father John, you remember that you've essentially been to all the sort of places of interest in Arkham that are related to the case, except for the house where the Arkham papers were.
What, Hob House?
Originally kept, the Hob House manse.
But I thought they weren't there.
So the last resident has left, but potentially there might be something of interest.
All right, yeah, let's go to Hob House. Wait a moment! I've just had a great idea with me mighty brain now. I think we should go and have a look around Hob House. That's where the papers were stored. There might be some clues there, but I've made a note in capital letters in me journal here. Let me just fish it out and read it to you. Hold on. Don't tell Hob House about loss of papers. That's what I've written down. So whatever we must do, we must not mention the fact that we've lost the papers, or the university's lost them. We're just here for a nose about to investigate the death of Charles Leiter. Is that clear, everybody?
In theory, there should be no one there. Anyone being there is in some ways suspicious.
There'll be someone there, I bet. Someone looking after it or something, maybe, you know.
Alright. Let's all hop aboard the Roy wagon,
The Roymobile.
the Roymobile. Choo choo! Let's go.
This is when we all just cling on to Roy and he runs along the street.
So you hop into the Roymobile and head out down the south of Arkham towards the Hob House Manse. It's in a pretty isolated area. It's off a road that basically the only thing on it is this house. It takes about 30 minutes from the main road up this smaller dirt road to get to the estate. And when you arrive, you can tell that it's not been well kept for quite some time. Gardens overrun, lots of buildings around the main estate have basically crumbled. Things like stables, stuff like that, they've essentially all fallen apart into disrepair. But the main house itself is not derelict per se. It's definitely seen better days, but it's still functional as a house. The windows have been boarded up. There's a padlock with a chain.
No problem for us.
On the front door, and a small sign essentially attached to the door, notifying people that it's property of the Cobb estate and that trespassers will be prosecuted. Blah blah blah. Funny thing is though, is that despite the fact that the house has been quite clearly abandoned since the last person died, there hasn't been any signs of interaction. So usually, you know, when a building gets vacated, you might experience vandalism, etc. Youths with nothing better to do.
Oh, not in the 30s. They were all busy working on their schoolwork and being good children, I'm sure. It's not like nowadays.
Yeah. So it essentially seems as if the moment that they left this house, nothing has come by and interfered with it.
Well, in we go.
Do we know when Hob House was most recently vacated?
Yes. Give me one moment. April of this year.
Okay, so what's like
6 months
ago?
hence.
Yeah.
Right, and can I see if there's any like, you know, sort of like it's pretty unlikely, but any sort of footprints in there that look fairly recent.
You could do a
Spying.
track roll if you want.
Ooh.
Track roll or spot hidden, but I think track is probably more.
Yeah, no, I'll do. It's just track. My track is dog shit.
I'll help him. I'll help him.
Yeah, I'm a good tracker
Oh!
Deary
Send
me.
it. Just fucking send it.
The lads
We're
are
good
not
at
trackers.
this. We are good at this.
Oh, Charlie the Schnoz was alright at tracking actually. Here comes the
not good
evidence.
enough.
Where is track?
Oh,
The
nice
Right.
last skill.
Right on, right, basically. Klaus?
Close.
Yeah, so it's a lot of dirt and grass. It's quite hard to tell if anyone's been through,
Okay.
but yeah, you don't have any idea.
And does the lock look like 6 months old?
It hasn't really suffered under the elements. The fact that it's slightly covered by a balcony above it, so it's a bit rusted, but it essentially looks like it's been purchased brand new and then immediately put on this door, and it's just suffered 6 months of just being out in the elements. So
May I make a
not enough to rust
suggestion,
it.
chaps? We're clearly going to bust into this place. This is like the classic haunted house situation. Please, let's get our guns from the car, the Garand or the shotgun, whatever it is. We're going in. We're going in mobbed up, because if there's gonna be, we haven't bumped into any Cthulhu minions yet, apart from that wee zombie that Greg has killed. So I'm thinking we need to go in mobbed up. I'm just putting it out there that I think it would be a good idea not to go in and then have to run back out. Because if there's gonna be any bastards in here, any tricky Cthulhu bastards, I want us to be ready. Guns up, boys. Tooled up.
Right, I am going to get my shotgun out. Where do I record ammo for the shotgun?
Don't worry about that.
In
Have
combat,
light.
you can left click and right click on the round chambers in your combat inventory.
The round chambers.
As in next to the little number like 8, for example, or 2 or whatever. There'll be, if you left click and right click on that, it adds ammo and decreases ammo.
Interesting. Oh, I see you. So I was looking at the combat on my sheet.
Father John is a pacifist when it comes to people, not when it comes to demons.
Wait, so combat on my character sheet?
Just go on combat on your character sheet.
It'll
and
show
next
your
to the
weapons.
edit, next to your weapons, there's
There'll
the
be a
edit
wee
symbol all the
number.
way to the
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah.
And
I think in
yeah.
general you don't have to literally worry about how many bullets you've got on you. It's like you just have
No,
to.
but I just want to know how many
The
I've
only,
actually
the only
used.
real, it's mostly how many bullets are in your gun. That's
Yeah.
you have to reload. Outside of that, as long as you've got, like, if you've bought a 100 box of ammo, like, I mean, we can assume that.
You're being chilling.
Yeah, you are indeed being
Yeah.
chilling. Obviously,
But,
if the DM said you've shot a shitload, you're out of ammo. That would be, that's the way.
Okay, I'm just gonna look up.
I'm gonna take my Martini Henry rifle.
Oh, that's a bolt action, I believe.
I have no idea. A 45 caliber though, so it's gonna be doing some big deeps.
Isn't the Martini Henry the gun they used at Rourke's Drift? Yeah, entered service in 1871. It's the lever action, click click. It's a one-shot rifle. It's like a lever action, so you fire it, and then there's a lever near the trigger that you crank down, and you have to put a new round in to load it. That's the Martini Henry. They used it. I'm pretty sure they used it at Rourke's Drift. Let me have a look. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Okay, so, are you just gonna go straight? Well, let me know what.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should give a scope around the surroundings.
Sure. So it's essentially just a 3-story colonial house. Windows are all boarded up, like I said. Around the back, there's a pair of cellar doors that have also been padlocked, and they clearly lead into the basement.
Right, which way do we want to go in then, gents?
Well, we should explore the upper house and not the basement. I don't want to go in the fucking basement yet.
Oh, we could unleash something. Yeah, that's true.
Save that for last.
They always hide the werewolves in the basement.
I mean, we bumped into a lot of shit in basements and underground so far. I say we just explore the house, figure that out, worry about the basement last.
Okay.
Because we might find some details about what's in the house. There might be nothing here. I'm not saying there's gonna be. I'm just saying I'd rather be prepared. But if there is something in the basement, we might find out a little bit of detail about it before we go down into the fucking dark and fight in the fucking basement.
Alright, fine. Let's go smash the lock then.
Get that fucking lock.
Okay, so can you give me a normal strength check?
Come on, knock, Klaus. Come on, me.
That's how long Roy's been out of action. He just cheers for other people now.
Yes, Roy. Just about.
This is with the crowbar, right? Or
No, with a hammer, mate.
hammer? Okay. So after a couple minutes of bashing this lock, you managed to
Fucking hell.
managed to break it apart without any damage to anything else, and the door immediately slightly creaks open.
Okay. Anyone got a flashbang so we can entry?
I'll use my smoke grenade.
You've got to do the bounce.
I guess we just head in.
Here's what I want to happen. I want us to try to do this flashbang entry, and then when one of us dies, say, "Oh, you've got to trade that," like Bob would.
Are we losing sight so quickly?
Oh,
guys?
you've got to trade that.
You've been shot in the side of the head. So we're going in as a group, yep. Or
Yeah.
someone else going a
I
different.
mean, it's a we'll be going in one by one, so
Yeah.
I'll fucking lead.
All right. So you filed in, and it's pretty dark inside.
We've got a lantern.
Okay. There's some sunbeams managing to peek through the window boards, but yes, it's quite dark. It's completely silent except for your footsteps on the creaking wood.
That's good.
And everywhere you see, there's essentially a very fine layer of dust. Essentially, undisturbed dust. All the furniture, anything that you could think of that would be in a house, like lights, furniture, everything is completely gone. It's all been removed. So it's an utterly empty husk of a building. Straight ahead, you're in the hallway. There's stairs going up straight ahead of you, and then 2 doors on the left down the hallway, 1 door to the right.
Let's stick together rather than do the spreading out trick. We're not in any rush here. Let's
Well, I mean, this room we're in at the moment, there's nothing.
Have you got a
nothing of
map,
interest
Munt, for
anywhere.
us or not? Or are you not going to reveal the entire layout yet?
No, there's no.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't have any. There's
Okay.
no.
Yeah, we haven't scouted the place. So there's a door on the right.
Door on the right, 2 doors on the left,
All right.
and stairs leading up.
Let's do the right-hand door first. You guys get ready, and I'll open the door. So I'm opening it sort of towards me, if you like. So I'm behind the door after I've opened it. You ready, lads?
Yep.
Yep.
Are you ready, boys? I'm going to
Yeah,
open the door.
So this room looked like it was the living room because it's extremely large and spacious, and again, it's just utterly empty. There's nothing inside.
All right. First door on the left. Same deal. We're all getting ready. I'm opening the door.
So as you open
Here we go.
the door, who's actually got their lights out? We've got a lantern.
Torch on me.
Yeah, but you've got a rifle. You're going to have a torch and a rifle. You're not a fucking SAS, man.
As you enter the
No
room,
torch then.
Give it to someone who's got a pistol
I
like
have
me.
a torch as well.
all the lights that you have flicker rapidly, and then you go out for a couple of seconds, and then come back on. Other than that,
It's ghosts.
Other than that, inside the room,
That's plasmophobia all over.
Right, let's leave.
there's nothing there.
Atlantic City. I don't think we should ever come here. Let's go to Atlantic City.
There's a third door, right?
There is a third door, yeah.
Wait,
So we
what's
just
in
let out
there?
some
What's in
fucking
there?
angry spirit.
In this room, it looked like this was just some kind of, based off the tiling on the walls, this was probably the kitchen, and there's another door that leads into the room behind it.
Right, well, let's do the third door.
So, in this third room, this was probably the dining room. You can see marks, like scuffs on the floor where chairs would have been pulled back and forth, but it's just completely empty of everything.
All
Can I
right.
get a listen roll from everyone?
Fuck off.
Looking,
Yes,
looking
Roy.
good.
Yes, Roy.
I've got
So-
fucking 65 listen. I've never succeeded at a listen check. I'm going to say that right
Well,
now.
talk to Klaus about his medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Roy, you faintly hear the sound of tires on the road coming up to the house.
Right, I'm gonna alert the lads, and I'm gonna get back to my fucking car. I'm
No,
out.
wait. You don't want to go outside. We want to stay in here and peer out.
Yeah, but they can see my car outside.
Yeah, but
they
let's
know
see who it is when
They're
they pull
gonna
up.
key his car.
If they key it,
allow
don't worry
this.
about that. Look, all I'm saying is we don't want to go running outside. We don't know. It might be 8 lads with fucking machine guns. Let's just wait inside and peer out through these cracks in these boards and have a look. If it comes to it, if it's the pigs or something, let me talk to them. I'm very good at chatting to them, and I'm a priest. People like priests.
Okay.
We haven't had all
Not
the
nowadays,
we
but-
haven't had all that yet. Don't worry. We're still the good guys at this point.
So
Okay.
you're gonna wait.
We're gonna
In the-
post up in the gaff, ready to fucking kill someone.
I'm gonna shut these doors first. I don't want them to sneaking up on me.
Okay, so from the windows at the front, there's only one, the one that's basically where the kitchen was, where there's any room between the boards for you to actually see outside.
Right.
So on the bottom floor, only one person's gonna be able to look out here.
All right, who's got the best?
Get the schnoz on that.
Get the
Because he needs to
schnoz.
see you for shooting. I could just shotgun the door.
Yeah, the schnoz. Okay. So a car parks right next to your car, Roy, and two gentlemen in grey suits and fedoras step out. One of them's got a Tommy gun,
Fuck.
and the other one's holding what looks to be a pump shotgun.
Okay, I think we just have to.
All right, wait. They might just be security. Hold on. They might be FBI. Hold on. I'm gonna.
With the Tommy gun.
Yeah, they had Tommy guns. This was the point when they'd been fighting the likes of John Dillinger. They came geared up. They weren't just fucking 38s anymore. If this is the FBI in the 30s, they are ready for exactly this situation. Bear that in mind.
Well, I'm also bearing in mind that they've got mafia written all over them.
It's possible.
Just saying.
It's possible, but we cannot go jump into conclusions now. We don't want to shoot
Well,
any.
can I
innocent
ID?
people.
Can I not look outside and ID them, or
Well,
Greg has access to.
No, obviously not ID them, but but I could try and gauge if they were.
Huh?
You don't know who they are.
Charlie's going to use his Terminator-style vision, where he goes beep, 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 and all those text comes on the side of his vision. All right,
The guys in the back of the bar had suits and fedoras.
all right, noted, Evelyn. I'm going to call out. Don't move.
God.
We've got you covered.
So they somewhat approach the house, spread out, and they stand in front about 10 meters from the door. And one of them is tall, kind of ruthless looking. This is all Charlie, this is you saying this.
He's
Lads
relaying
can't
it
do
to
this.
us. One of them is
Yeah.
tall and ruthless looking.
And the other is smaller, but much younger.
Do they have any scars on their face and crooked noses?
You can't really see. Charlie can't really see.
Because
from
that
this
would be
distance.
dead
How
giveaway,
many of them
man.
are there again?
2.
You can only see two. Yeah, two. You saw two come out of the car, so you can assume that there are two.
Who are you?
And the taller one calls back, Father John. Is that you in there?
It is indeed.
Why don't you step on out? We just want to have a bit of a chat with you.
With me specifically, or?
Yeah, you or anyone else that's hiding inside that place.
Well, you know, fellas, I'd be much more inclined to come outside if you weren't holding them firearms now.
Sure, but I'm sure that you're no strangers to violence, so I'm sure you can understand our position here. Why don't you come out with your hands up, and we can put our guns away.
That
Light
sounds
'em up, boys.
that sounds fair enough. All right, lads, just cover me. All right, cover me.
Okay.
I'm going out. I'll open the door slowly,
Yeah.
peer out, come out with my hands up.
Mhm.
We're just chatting here, boys. Now, come on. There's no need for foolishness. We're just talking.
And they both kind of lower their weapons, so now they're just sort of lying at their waist. And the taller one says, "So, heard you've been investigating Mr. Leiter."
Who'd you hear that from?
Well, we have our sources. We're from Atlantic City, so I'm sure I don't need to explain anything more to you, Father.
Now that we've heard about Mr. Leiter's problems with gambling, shall we say, all becomes clear. Well, I can tell you right now, boys, we're not here because of Mr. Leiter's family, and we've no money to give you to repay whatever debts it is that man owed. Our business is separate.
$11,000. That's how much he owes.
It's an incredible
And, quite
amount.
frankly, we're not convinced that he's that he's dead.
Boys, we've seen the body. Believe me, the man is dead.
Oh, and I suppose he might have paid you handsomely to say such a thing.
Can I do a persuade to persuade them that it's dead, or are they not going to buy it?
You can give me a hard persuade.
How do I do hard? Oh yeah, hard. Here we go. I'm a very convincing priest.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Come on!
So,
Father
okay, so
John.
tell me exactly how you're gonna persuade them here.
Listen to me now, boys. I've a doctor in that house, one of the best in New York. He's had a look at the body, done the autopsy. That lad was liquefied from the inside out. We don't know how. That's what we're here to find out. God forbid it should happen to one of you boys. That's all I'm saying, hand on heart. I'd hate it to happen to anybody. Because what we've seen, you wouldn't believe. And the boy is dead. Leiter is dead. I can assure you of that. On Christ's eternal body, the man is dead. Very good, Prophet. I'll use that.
The tall one sort of bends over slightly to the shorter one and whispers a few things in his ear, and they talk amongst themselves for about 30 seconds, and then the tall one says, "Well, Father, you're lucky you're a man of the cloth, so we'll take you on your word for this."
I appreciate that, boys.
There still remains the uncovered debt.
Hold on,
Mr.
hold on,
Leiter.
hold on. Sorry, I just take my jumper off. I'm fucking boiling.
Now,
well, boys,
we can't go back empty-handed.
I understand that. Now, we haven't got money, if that's what you're thinking. But here's what I'm thinking you're thinking. I'm thinking that you're thinking that if you find whatever it is we're looking for, there'll be some money in that. Is that where the plan's going here?
You're a smart man, Mr. Carver. It's no wonder that the university hired you for this job. We'll be in the speakeasy if you should happen to come across the papers. We expect them to be delivered to us straight away. If you do that, we won't consider rifling your pockets for $11,000 of Leiter's debt.
If I had $11,000, boys, I wouldn't be here, I'll tell you that much. Well now, that's a tricky one. Finding these papers has proven very difficult, and I'm not sure that you lads are aware of what we may be up against here. We're not talking about just finding the papers like it's a lost piece of luggage. We're talking about supernatural forces beyond our control, and something that shotgun and that tummy gun wouldn't be much good against. So whatever it is that you think you're going to get from these papers, believe me, it could be nothing but trouble.
Sounds like you've had too much to drink, Father. Should probably take a look at that.
I've sobered up by now.
Anyway.
That was this morning. Sure. That was at 9 a.m. I was drunk. It's about 11 now. I'm fine.
You know, in our line of work, the only thing that matters is results. So we'll give you 3 days, and if we don't have them in 3 days' time, then we'll have to come to some sort of less savoury conclusion.
Now wait a moment. These papers may not be findable. They might be lost. You can't hold us for Leiter's dead. We've nothing to do with him. We're just trying to find out what happened here. If there's anything that you should be going after, it should be the university, surely. They'd have that kind of money, not us. Christ, I've just thrown the uni under the bus, but fuck it.
Oh, is that so? Well, maybe we'll continue with our investigation for a bit, and in the meantime, you can find us those papers, and we can all go about our merry way and never cross paths ever again.
Fair enough. We'll give it some thought now. On you go, boys.
So he kind of laughs at your audacity there, and then shakes his head, and they both get back in the car and drive off.
Okay.
Nice.
What?
Oh,
I don't know if that was nice,
Evelyn.
Evelyn. We're fucked. Now we're in debt to the mafia.
I don't know. I don't exactly know how we're in debt to the mafia. I don't know what sort of twist.
Because we're the nearest connection that they could find to their money. Like, that's it. We should have tuned him onto Wick. You want money, go after Wick. He's probably got them. But then they kill him. He hasn't got the papers. He hasn't got the money. And then they come back to us. Either way, they want the papers, presumably so they can sell them. Otherwise, they're going to kill us. Or they need 11 grand. So we either have to find 11 grand that for some reason we have to fucking give to these dickheads. Or we find the papers, give them to them. For who knows, God knows who they're going to sell them to. It's a problem.
It is a fairly sizable problem. But it's a problem for future us. Let's focus on the task at hand.
3 days in the future us.
Yeah, that's 3 days us. Well, let's finish looking over this.
Well, I mean, the only way out at the moment is finding the papers.
Yeah, but then the problem is this. So we give the papers to the university and have the mafia on our ass, take them to the mafia, and presumably they sell them to fucking Abner Wick or some dodgy collector, who then summons a fucking witch, demon, God-forbidden thing.
I
reckon.
How do you find out what alignment you are again?
Alignment? I think it's up to you, isn't it?
How do you mean alignment?
Do I have it written on my character sheet?
Like neutral evil?
Yeah, shit like that.
No, there's no such thing in Cthulhu. It's assumed that unless you're playing something like a criminal, everyone is either fairly good or at most grey. There's no real... You're basically playing as normal people, so unless you're a super specific case of some bad gangster mob boss, then yeah, you're just like a normal bloke.
Ashwin?
Ashwin's thinking of killing everyone, stealing 11 grand, and then getting the fuck out.
I was thinking about killing those two blokes, but it's probably
wherever there's muscle, there's more. That's all I'm saying. We kill them, it'll be even worse.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a pickle, but I'd rather that, in terms of self-preservation, I'd rather the university gets fucked over than the mafia gets fucked over.
Gentlemen, your thoughts?
3 days is a long time. All we have to do is find some papers.
But if we're building a business here, we need clients. This is not a good way to secure a client.
This is a big name client.
Yeah.
Arkham University is going to be steeped in bullshit.
I mean, jobs. Okay. Right.
I mean, you know what? We could set up a sting operation with the cops, but they might have bought off the police. There's no guarantee.
Do we know a particularly good forger?
Forger, like someone who.
That was the lad who could. That was the lad
who could fairly quickly reproduce.
We do
the papers.
We do, but he's insane. So whoever we hire is going to go mad. Remember, the whole thing was Leiter was forging shit. I think we think he tried to get that lad that's in Arkham Asylum to forge the witch trial papers, presumably so he could sell them and pay off the mob. So that forging job drove that lad insane. His name was C. Hunter. It was Cunter. Mr. Cunter went mad trying to forge these papers. We can't hire someone to forge them for us. They'll go insane too. Oh, what to do? Klaus, how much money you got?
My money is my own, but as a community, we have a little over $1,000.
Jesus.
We're not paying this off with our own money. This is impossible.
So you would rather us be in debt to the mafia, who know my name, and presumably the rest of ours names.
This is so ridiculous how we're just randomly in debt to the mafia now because we're working in.
It's the mafia. They don't care who.
This is ridiculous.
It's not. That's the mafia. They don't give a shit.
There must be, as in, we should be able to find someone else. Let's pin it on fucking Lucy. Like there should be someone else that we can.
You can't pin it on Lucy.
There should be someone else that is more related to fucking this guy than some guys who just happen to be investigating his death. What are we gonna get the fucking guy who did the initial autopsy as well? He now owes 11,000 as well. Anyone who's related owes the 11,000.
Here's the way it works. The guys in charge say, "I want my money," and they say to the other guys, "Get it. I don't care how." And they go out and they find anyone even vaguely connected with Charles Leiter. Now, what they're saying is, if you give us the papers, the debt is resolved. But if we give them the papers, we're not going to get paid by the university.
So let's forge some papers.
We can't forge them. It'll drive people insane. It's too dangerous.
Let's kill them.
We can't kill them. It's the mob. Wherever we kill 2 goons, 4 will take their place. I don't know what we do here, but this is very difficult.
I think, honestly, I don't know how much forging it takes to go insane, but I think
why don't we get several forgers and have one forge, to 25% completion,
all right,
and then hands on to the next one who then does it to 50%
So what if this lad did 1 picture and went insane? We don't know that. And we're not going to get it from him.
Do they know what we're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They specifically said, bring us those papers, because they've realised they're valuable. Klaus, what do you think?
I believe it is all elementary at the moment. I think if we don't find the papers, we're dead anyway.
But what do we do when we find them? All I'm saying is we need a backup plan. You want to just palm it off on the university. I think the mafia will kill us and then take it to the university.
They can fucking try.
I think they will. All right. We don't want the mob on our tail, lads. That's a whole fucking mess of problems right there.
We could just move somewhere. We'll go to China or something.
Just move to China.
Australia.
I don't speak Chinese.
Australia.
We're gonna go somewhere that speaks Spanish. That's the only other language I can speak. I can't speak Australian.
Klaus speaks Latin if we want to travel back in time.
Yeah, let's get back in time. All right, well, look. Let's give it a couple of days. Maybe we'll find some kind of fucking treasure or something that will pay off the mob. But we can't give them the papers. If we do, I mean, God knows what that would fucking unleash. Let's try and find them anyway, and we'll figure it out from there, eh?
I believe we still have one more door to go through.
No, we've done those. So we're gonna go upstairs.
Wasn't there a door in the back of the kitchen?
Yeah, but that led to the dining room.
Oh, that led to the dining room, right?
Yeah.
We got to go upstairs, lads, and then the fucking basement.
We have to scour the rest of the building.
All right, we're gonna carefully scour the rest of the building, Axel.
Sure.
Same deal. Door by door, guns on the door when we're opening it, ready.
Yep. Okay, so upstairs, there's another hallway, and wait, we're going upstairs, yeah. So there's another hallway. It's 3 doors on the right, and then stairs that are essentially above where the other stairs were, leading into the top floor.
All right. Well, we're going up the stairs.
So, yep. So pretty much all the rooms that you go into here are all empty. Can I get a spot hidden from everyone? Nice.
Yes, Roy.
Oh, I fucking made it. Hell yeah.
Nice, Father John.
After some investigating, you can see that your footsteps are leaving. So your feet are leaving footprints in the dust, like a very fine footprint. So, judging from that, it's clear that nobody else has been inside the house because there's no signs of footprints.
Right.
That tells me that the mob are tailing us. They weren't here before us. They're just tailing us. We'll have to be careful.
And other than that, there's nothing of interest inside any of these rooms. They're all empty. Probably bedrooms, but yeah. So the only other place is the
fucking basement.
Top floor.
Oh, the top floor.
And the basement.
Well, we're working our way up, and then we'll do basement last.
Okay. So top floor is the attic, and it looked like this was some sort of area for children to play in, probably because there's a cot still in the corner of the room, but it's just slightly broken. So it seems to be that it was already broken and they just didn't bother taking it because what's the point? So other than that, there's nothing in the attic.
Basement then.
So
Ugh.
Is there a way down, or do we have to go in from the outside?
There is a way down. It's behind the staircase. As you went up the staircase, it's behind the staircase. There's a door that you didn't see when you came in. That's behind the stairs.
All right.
So you go down into the basement. It's dark. Your lights flicker again for a moment, but other than that, the basement is completely empty. And looking around, it doesn't seem to be any signs of anything weird.
Can we do some kind of seance to try and summon whatever spirits are in this place? Is that a thing we know how to do?
The closest you could do would be a let me quickly check the. There is something you can do, but it's not really for. It's called spontaneous use of Cthulhu Mythos skill, whereby if you don't fully comprehend something, you can potentially tap into the knowledge of the Cthulhu Mythos you have to enlighten you in a very, very vague way as to.
Can we try that then?
You can, but it will cost sanity and potentially power.
Well, I have 5% Cthulhu Mythos, so
Yeah, I only have 5%.
not worth it.
We don't know enough about the Cthulhu Mythos to try and work out from what we've experienced previously. We've run into some fish things, we're far from the water here.
We also fought that lake creature. Just want to point
that out. As in fish adjacent things.
So you can also use tomes that you've previously read through as a reference for certain things. In this example, it wouldn't. What Klaus has read with the tome wouldn't help. But in general, sometimes when it comes to certain things, you can tie parts of the Mythos tomes to things that are happening. So it might come in handy later, for example. But just to bear that in mind.
Cool.
Right, I think we're done here.
Okay,
Where else
so
would we go?
you're leaving then?
I guess? Yeah, I guess so.
Missing something?
Okay,
What'd you say?
so
I don't know.
only if you want to, but
No, Evelyn, what do you got?
No, I was just wondering. If we just go to Atlantic City, we'll just find out more about the debt, but that won't help us get to the papers because they
No.
don't have them.
They are.
That is
So
true.
we are stuck.
We could.
But there are at least people that might have known him in Atlantic City.
Wait. Here's a thought. What about Sea Hunter's fucking house? Like, he's in the asylum now, but there must have been somewhere where he hung out with Leiter and did this stuff. I'm sure Leiter wouldn't have brought him to the fucking university to do his forging. So they're either doing it at Leiter's house or his house. Have we even been to Leiter's house?
you've been to Leiter's house. You haven't been to Cunter's house.
We should go to Cunter's house. I mean, who knows what's going to be there? He might have the fucking papers there, for all we know. If he was forging them for Leiter, why not? It's worth a shot, isn't it?
We don't know where Cunter's house is, though.
We could find out easy enough.
How? Because I don't know if the asylum would give us. I don't know if the asylum would give us that information. We could.
Phone book.
could
We'll
try
have
the
his
phone book.
address in. We'll have a look in the phone book, man. Nearest phone booth, phone book, Sea Hunter.
Right. So
Cecil Hunter.
right. So you're returning to Arkham then, yeah?
Yeah.
So as you file out of the door, we'll say Klaus is last.
Oh shit.
Klaus, as
Klaus is of course last out. Yeah.
Klaus.
As you
Is he
leave the
next to
house,
Roy?
Just having a look around for coins that might be on the ground.
as you leave the house, Klaus, you have a distinct feeling that there's a sixth person behind you, following you out of the house. And as you exit the house, that feeling disappears.
Fuck. We've let something loose, lads. We've absolutely let something loose.
What could we possibly do?
Tell us what you felt.
I spin around to look behind me, and there's nothing there. I say, "Mein Gott! I felt for a second as if there was someone standing by my shoulder."
I'm
Yes, there's nothing.
whipping out my crucifix. Reveal yourself, evil spirit. Anything?
There's no.
I didn't think that would work. Worth a shot. Worth a shot.
Maybe we could technically speaking try and communicate with whatever is there using the lights.
That's true.
Like, we know at least they can influence lights. So if we ask questions,
the Stranger Things method.
I haven't seen that season, but yes.
I've no idea. It was that in season 1. I can't.
Season 1, yeah.
All right,
basically,
let's put the lantern in the middle of the floor.
If we say one flicker is yes and the other flicker is no.
Exactly, job done. All right, let's go back in. Since Klaus felt something, we're going to go back into the house.
Okay.
Did you feel anything, Klaus?
It was only a fleeting sensation, but I believe the best place to start would be the kitchen.
Well, yeah, but you said you felt it right here, so whatever it is following us around.
It's true. We can attempt to communicate in here.
We'll put the lantern down in the middle of the floor, and I'll give it a go. Spirit.
So hang on. So you want to try and commune with a
whatever
spirit.
This is, yeah.
So I would say it probably would have to be Klaus, and you'd have to do an occult roll.
Okay.
For this.
Do it, Klaus.
Come on, Klaus.
Seeing as he has attached to me, I'll attempt to communicate. And then what are we trying to ask him again? Yes and no. Are we explaining our yes and no system?
Yeah, we're going to explain the yes and no system.
But these are the rules, right?
Now listen to me.
Just to be clear. Yeah. To be
One
clear,
flicker
ein
is yes.
Flicker, ja. Zwei Flicker, nein.
9.
Nice.
Whoa, Klaus.
Oh, you're very occulty. Wow.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's a dwarf, innit? I forgot about that.
You're a dwarf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I said my size and appearance is really low, so I called myself a
Ghoulish,
a
drunken
ghoulish
dwarf.
dwarf.
That changes my perspective of Klaus.
Yeah,
greatly.
Klaus is like a little dwarf doctor. Like Gimli the Doctor. Dr. Gimli.
Okay,
I
so
forgot about that. Fuck it out.
you are you're trying to explain. You're basically reaching out and asking if it can respond by using.
Yeah.
So what? One flicker for
Yes.
Yes.
and 2 for
No.
No.
Okay. So it flickers multiple times. So not a yes or a no, but a sign of something.
Okay, we're on something.
All right. Ask it if it can understand us.
Can you comprehend us?
Flickers once.
Okay.
Are you the spirit of Charles Leiter? Ask it if it's the spirit of Charles Leiter.
Do ye be Charles Leiter? No. I was a spirit. I was a ghost of Charles Leiter.
There's 2 flickers.
Okay.
Are you the spirit that killed Charles Leiter?
2 flickers.
Are you
it Coulter?
the owner of Hob House? Or were
There's
you?
one flicker.
Alright, so it's Hob. That's Joshua. Are you old Joshua?
There's 1 flicker.
It's old Joshua!
Yes.
Old Joshua of Hob House. First of all, commiserations. I'm very sorry on your passing. I can say the last rites for you when we finish with all this now. If you'd like me to.
One flicker.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
Of course. I am a man of the cloth after all. We're trying to find the witch trial papers. Do you know where they are?
There's 2 flickers.
Okay, so it doesn't know where they are.
We need to wait.
We
Think
can
of
ask
it.
him if he knew Charles Leiter.
Did you know Charles Leiter?
1 flicker.
Did he kill you?
2 flickers.
Were you murdered or did you die of natural causes? Were you murdered?
2 flickers.
That's
Okay.
something. Well, why might he be a spirit? Are you a spirit because of something in the papers? Did the papers make you stay around as a spirit?
One flicker.
Did you read the papers?
One flicker.
Fuck. So he's read the papers.
Is Charles Leiter also going to be a spirit in that case?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, that's why I'm asking him.
It might have been burned out of him. Yeah.
Do you
I felt something in the infirmary. There's a chance.
Oh, very true.
Is it something to do with mirrors?
It's 2 flickers.
Did the papers kill you then?
2 flickers.
Okay.
Do the papers summon an evil spirit of some kind?
1 flicker.
Fuck! I knew
Are the
it.
papers to do with Keziah Mason?
1 flicker.
Who's Keziah
Okay.
Mason?
She was mentioned by the Dean as a famous witch from Arkham.
Oh shit! Do the papers summon Keziah Mason?
It doesn't respond to this.
Maybe he can't say that.
Do you have $11,000? No, I'm not asking that. Are the papers still here in Arkham?
But he says he doesn't know where they
He
are.
doesn't know where they are.
Doesn't-
Well,
Yeah, doesn't respond to that.
are you still here?
1 flicker.
Yes. Okay, we still got him.
Did you did you know that Charles Leiter was forging the papers?
2 flickers.
Interesting.
Wait, let's look at anything that. Hold on a sec. Hold on. I've got the notes from when we went to speak.
When did Hobb? Do we know when Hobb died?
He
6
died
months ago, probably.
recently.
Probably,
Died. So.
Well, if his house has been locked up 6 months ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least over there.
Yeah.
right? So can I ask him? Did Charles get access to the papers after you had access to them?
There's no response.
Does the term the Conqueror Worm mean anything to you?
2 flickers for that.
Well, yes or no questions we can ask this guy.
Well, I was trying to think of something about like how to unspirit himself.
Yeah, is there anything? Do you
Or
know of
undo the
do you know of
curse
a way
or
to help
whatever.
you? Just yes or no, and we'll run through the options, and you can yes or no them. Do you know of a way that we can help you?
There's 1 flicker.
He knows of a way. Shit.
Is it the good father giving us the last rites?
2 flickers.
Is it destroying the papers?
And when you say that, the lantern burns quite brightly. 1 flicker.
All right, so
Right.
we got to destroy these papers.
Wow, so this is really getting interesting now. We've got 3 separate things we've got
We have to
do.
decide.
An old ghost, the mafia, and the university.
2 ghosts. Him and Charles are both trapped because of these
Right.
papers. And whoever else looks at these fucking papers are going to be driven insane or killed by them by this fucking witch. And it's going to trap them as spirits. We have to destroy them and we'll fucking worry about the mafia later. That's it.
How about we go Ark of the Covenant style? Give the papers to the mafia. They have a look. They get fucked, and then we burn the paper. Yes, I'm on board with this plan. As long as me and Roy can be tied back to back around a pillar. And close your eyes, Roy! He'll just look away. And then I want the head of the mafia to go, oh, what's with these fucking papers here? Oh, my face is fucking melting. What do you know? Oh, and his face melts. That would be my ideal ending to this entire adventure. Shit.
Have we asked him if he knows where the papers are?
No, he
Do we know
doesn't,
where
he
the
doesn't.
papers are? Okay.
Yeah, we've done that one.
Does Abner is Abner Wick part of this? Yes or no?
It doesn't It doesn't
He
respond.
doesn't know who Abner Wick is.
Does
So
he
I
know
will
who
say-
might know where the papers are?
So I will say that he died. Remember, he died in February. So
Yeah,
Yes,
but
so
Abner
there's
Wick
no-
wasn't born in February, was he? I mean,
no, but yeah, I mean, true.
So how does he know Charles Leiter then? Unless Charles Leiter came to the house.
did Charles Leiter come to this house?
Two flickers.
Did Charles Leiter steal the papers from you?
And there's no response on that.
Were the papers stolen from you, or were they not? Like, were the papers stolen from you at any point?
Two flickers.
So this is when he died, they went to the university. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Had you ever read the papers?
One flicker.
So reading the papers was what killed him, wasn't it? That's what he said.
No.
No.
I asked him.
He
that
said he
and
wasn't
no.
murdered. He said he wasn't
No,
murdered.
I asked him did the papers kill you, and he said no.
I hope someone's been writing down all these yes or no's.
I've
'cause
been
Oh,
writing them
no.
down.
All right,
I've
thank
been
you,
writing them
Miles. So wait, what was the question that we asked him about the papers killing
I said,
him?
did the papers kill you?
And he said no.
Yeah.
Is there a way to read the papers safely?
One flicker.
Oh boys, might not
Well,
need
we've
to
got a
know
lot of
after all.
options to go through. With a mirror, perhaps.
Can you
You ask
read
him.
them with a mirror?
Yeah, I'm asking it through a mirror.
Two flickers.
Shit.
Shit.
You know what we could do? We could write this would be like in The Martian, where he writes out the alphabet A to Z.
I was about to say, can
We
we?
need a Ouija board.
And when we get to the right letter, he says yes, and then we write that letter down, and he can spell things out to us. Because at the moment he can just
hell.
flicker lights, but we can turn the binary of yes or no into a letter. Munt, I'm going to ask him if he's up for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, then in the dust, we'll write the alphabet A to Z and numbers 1 to 0 or 0 to 9. And we're going to go through the alphabet. This is going to take all fucking day, but we're going to ask him questions and then he can answer letter by letter. And I'll say, feel free to use like text speech like OMG. Go for it. Whatever you want to do, abbreviate where necessary. We'll figure it out. Alright.
Yeah, let's
We're gonna.
What's-
What's the first most important question we want to ask? It's
Yeah,
probably
what's the
how can you
priority?
read the papers safely? That's got to be the most important one. Because if
Yeah, I
we
think
come
so.
across these papers and we need to read them to fucking save the day, you know, we need to figure that out. So let's ask him that first. How can you read the papers safely? And we're going to run through the old alphabet system.
Okay. So it takes a while, but eventually, you get a reply. 1 sec.
Monk, can I ask, is this something that was included in the adventure as a possibility, or have you had to figure this out as you go?
No, this is winged.
Oh,
This is
God
a
bless
job.
you. I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, buddy.
No. It's good because you guys were at a bit of a.
We were stuck.
You were a bit,
we were
a bit of a
stuck.
dead end. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right, I'm putting it in chat.
Burn the
Twitch
images.
chat.
So no, in the chat here. He just says burn the images. So the text.
Is he making a joke?
text is fine. It's
So
the
yes or
images.
no? The text is okay. The images are the problem.
There's one flicker.
So
Right.
burn the images. Well,
just
here's
can't
the
look at the images.
problem solved, lads. All right, here's what we do. I've come up with a plan. I've got a fucking plan with my 90 in. Here's the plan. We find the papers. We burn the images. We give these to a forger because you can read the documents safely. He copies the text. We give the originals to the mafia. We give the fake to the university. What do you think?
It sounds like a hell of a bloody plan.
Because the
like it.
the university's been accepting fakes from Lighter for years. They apparently don't know the fucking difference. We can give the
So long
fakes
as I get
the
to read the
university.
papers first, I'm happy.
You can read them, Klaus. You mad magician bollocks! You can read the papers.
You want to read them with the images?
No,
Not
no.
with the images. No, I'm
Okay.
not fucking suicidal. Roy's gonna try and slide the image in front of when I'm reading them or something.
All I'm saying is,
Well,
if we give the
do we-
images to the university and they complain, the worst we can say is that's what we found. If we give the fake ones to the mafia and they find out they're fake, they will fucking kill us. Like, that's a zero-sum thing for me, is the university isn't going to hunt us down and kill us. The worst that happens is they're not happy. But if we give the wrong ones to the mafia, they will fucking kill us. So I'm saying find papers, burn images, get a forger to copy it.
I mean, is there still some value in the text?
We'll find out. We'll read
We
them
don't
before
know,
we give
right?
them to anybody.
We can change our minds if the text is, how to summon a god, like world-destroying god.
Exactly.
We don't want to give that to the mafia.
Then we'll tell them their
we can
papers were
adjust
lost.
as needed.
We'll just be in debt to the mafia, which is, that's no big deal. Pretty
It's not a
sure
problem
that's
at
never
all.
come back to bite anybody in the arse ever, has it? I mean, no problem. So I'm going to ask the spirit of Mr. Hobb. If we burn the images, will that set you free?
It's one flicker.
Okay. We will
Okay.
burn. We will
Is
find
there
the
any
papers.
image in particular?
Just all of them, I guess. All
Just
of them.
All images. How much? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, wait. Can I say how many images are there, and we go through the numbers?
There's no response.
All right, so it must be a lot. Right. And I'll ask him: is there a specific image that we have to burn?
2 flickers.
Okay.
Just burn them
So
all.
it's
Just
We'll
all
burn them
of them.
all generic images.
How
How does he know this much?
Yeah, do you... Yeah, fuck me. Can we get him to tell us how he knows all this? Like, spell it out with the alphabet. How do you know so much about these papers?
Yeah, sure. So he spent some time, and then
Chaosium Inc.
Okay, he's a descendant of the
He's
witch.
a descendant of the witch. Was Charles Leiter a descendant of Chaosium Inc?
there's no response.
He doesn't know. Fuck.
Doesn't know.
Probably not, eh?
Yeah. Be
Why
hell of a
are you
coincidence if he
helping
was.
us?
Why are you helping us?
What, to get
Well,
himself
because he
free?
don't want us to fucking... He don't want to stay as a fucking house ghost for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I mean, do you still want to ask him that?
Yeah, may as well. Yeah.
Why not?
We will. We will!
Set me free. Cool.
Wait, where's this all being? Oh, is this in? Oh, I see.
Do you have any idea, even a single word, to give us any clue of where you think these papers might fucking be? Because we have no idea.
There's no response.
Shit.
I mean, like, it would have. Basically, we still need to find out. This guy isn't like related to Charles Leiter at all.
No. We haven't been to Hunter's house. They could be there. That is the other place we haven't checked.
I would point out, gentlemen, that the only instance of the occult we have found is possibly Charles Leiter's ghost in the infirmary, which might be worth a visit.
Ooh.
Or-
Ooh.
The creature we killed at Abner Wick's house.
Would he be a ghost now?
You've
What's
read the
going
notes.
on? How
Not
are we getting
not
back
in the
into
sense of a
Wick's
ghost,
house?
but if we're talking about occult papers, the only person who appears to have practiced the occult has been Abner Wick.
Right.
All right, so here's some suggestions, okay? We're going to assure Mr. Hobb that before we leave, we'll assure Hobb we are going to burn the papers. Like, we are going to set your spirit free.
We'll burn the images.
We're going to burn the images. I think we should check out Hunter's house just in case they're there. You never know. Then we go to the infirmary and do this same fucking rigmarole with Leiter's ghost. And then we go to Wick and fucking... I don't give a shit if we fucking bust in there guns blazing. That man, he's up to no fucking good. we've got to fucking get to the bottom of this. I mean, no one else in the town has zombies in their house. This has to be a pretty big
At the
clue.
very least, it's at least something we should have a look at, you know, even if it's
I
not
agree.
related to the papers. I want to know how people keep making these fucking zombies.
Yeah, fucking hell. How
better than
Klaus wants to
summoning
know,
fish.
how are you making these zombies, and could you write it down for me in tome
Is there a
form? by any
formula?
chance?
Anyway, we've got this liquid. You got anything on how it's used?
Alright, let's,
Are there
Alright.
any other questions that we can think of?
Can
Like,
anyone think of anything? He's
Yeah.
still gonna be here, so if we need to come back, he ain't fucking going anywhere.
Klaus ain't always going to pass the occult rules, but voice. Let's not waste the opportunity.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna tell the spirit. We're gonna go, and we're gonna try and find these papers for you. If we need to come back, I assume that you're still gonna be here. You'll know that we're here. We're gonna leave all the doors open so you can move around freely if you need to. If that was what was holding you in the kitchen, or whatever.
Was it you in the kitchen as well?
It was him in the kitchen, of course. It was you in the kitchen, wasn't it?
One flicker.
Yeah. Apologies. We're just checking. We might come back to ask more questions. If you don't see us again, it's because we've achieved our goal. I'm gonna give him the last rites as best I can, and then I'll say a prayer for him, and I guess we'll fucking head off.
Okay, sure.
That was very productive.
That was fucking
Well
great.
done, team.
Lad gave us a bunch of stuff. Whew. All right.
Good occulting, Klaus.
Hunter's house, or are we just gonna fuck off all that and go straight to the infirmary? I'm just thinking he like the most likely place for the papers to be is the lad who was trying to transcribe them before he went insane. So we could just check it out. It would take like 20 minutes.
We can see if there's a way to discover where his house is at the very least.
You know what? If we go to Lighter, he might save us the trip and might say they're at Hunter's house and give us the address.
Yeah.
You're right. Let's go straight to the fucking infirmary.
And there's always a chance this doesn't take any time because we don't pass the occult roll and we we leave.
No,
Discouraged.
it
Straight
doesn't.
to Hunter's house.
No, because remember, your occult roll wasn't summoning the ghost. Your occult roll was figuring out that there was a fucking ghost. So we know.
The occult roll was us communicating with it.
Is that right, Munt?
Say again? The occult.
The-
The occult was to actually make contact.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So we could tell there was a ghost regardless of the occult.
Alright,
The
but
occult
you can
was,
do
"Can we
that
have a
thing
chat
where
with
you
it?"
fucking push it, right? You can do
Yeah,
that.
we can. Let's see what happens. You know.
Alright, let's. Yeah, you could use a wee bit of luck. Alright, let's go and we'll have a fucking we'll have a go here, Munt. We're gonna go back to the infirmary and chat to the spirit. If there's an autopsy going on, we're clearing it out. I'm sorry, we need the room.
So you get to. You're going straight to the university.
Bam.
And you want to go to the morgue, right? And you notice that actually outside the university there is an ambulance there already. When you make your way to the physician's area, there's another body that's on the table covered in a white cloth, and Dr. John Wheatcroft is looking at it.
Wheaters.
With,
Yeah.
yeah, old Wheaters is looking at it with some like his face is sort of drained of colour.
Trepidation, shall we say.
Yeah.
Alright. Wheaters, what's on, Mush? What's the crack?
I don't think you've met Mr. Wheatcroft before, have you?
He hasn't met you yet.
Wheaters! I'm gonna throw my arms around him.
Excuse me, Dr. Wheatcroft, how are you doing? These are my associates, and I list through them. They've been helping me with my inquiries into the unfortunate Charles Leiter's death.
Well, Doctor, I'm afraid you might have some more work on your hands. Here, and he pulls the sheet over, and it's the corpse of Anthony Flinders in exactly the same.
Oh, Flinders!
Who's that?
position.
Flinders was
that's
the
a
young
fucking-
student.
Yeah, the dickhead student.
Oh shit!
He was young, so I'm giving him a pass
so he
on being a
did know
dickhead.
something.
Well,
He did read them. Or did
Well,
read-
he did. He clearly knew. He clearly has read
how did
them
he get
now.
them? That's the idea.
Yeah. So
have a look,
somehow he
do
found
the
them.
old topsy, and find out if
Yeah.
he's got the
Yeah.
old mushed
can I
insides.
Yeah, Mr. Wheatcroft, have you conducted the autopsy, or have you only just found the body?
Oh, it's found this morning. So no, I haven't done the autopsy yet. You're welcome to join me again, Mr.
Where was the
Mr.
body
Heisler.
found, Doctor?
In his room. He didn't come to. Well, I'm sure some of the students will have more of a more detailed answer, but he didn't appear in class, and he hadn't been seen for a couple of days, and well, they decided to enter his room, and he was that.
Right, Doctor.
As an aside, real quick, lads. These guys are well, we haven't seen the body yet, but if they're sort of got similar signs of what happened to them, would it be worth also checking, somehow finding out the autopsy report on Hob and seeing if he had the same?
Well, Hob has already confirmed it wasn't that from chatting.
Right.
Yeah.
So
he was related to her.
So this is something. This is not the papers that has caused this.
No, I think this is the papers.
This is the papers, because the papers didn't kill Hob.
He was related to the witch. I think.
I see.
So he
Hob
died
knew
of
how
natural
Hob knew how to
causes.
read the papers safely and had read them safely.
Oh.
Now that he's died,
Why
his
is he
thought papers-
cursed?
Because I think that everyone who's related to this witch might just be stuck, and people who look at the papers and shit suffer the same or similar fate. So I reckon that they're all tied somehow to her fucking spirit. So she's persistent because she was burned at the stake and then immortalized in these papers, and maybe her spirit is somehow in the fucking pictures.
Yeah, it is a good question of how he became a ghost if he knew how to read them safely.
I mean, when he died,
we do have it. It is confirmed that the paper. He said the
Yeah.
papers were not what killed him, right?
yeah, that's what he said. So it might be something like, maybe there's a bunch of fucking spirits knocking about, all related to this witch, going way back. We don't know that. All I'm saying is that if you look at these fucking papers, you end up in the same boat.
But it doesn't kill you immediately. Because Hunter's okay. He's just a bit mad.
But he wasn't reading the papers; he was transcribing the images.
But that's what is bad. We found that out, right? It's not actually the papers that are dangerous. It was the images. That's why he wants the images destroyed.
So what killed Leiter?
That's what I'm saying.
But maybe the witch killed
I
Leiter.
don't know if something came after him or
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure all that out. Let's
maybe
just
he
do the
tried.
old
Maybe
autopsy.
you know,
We'll
there's something else
interview
happening.
Leiter and figure it out. We'll do the old beyond the grave interview. Hopefully, we'll figure that out.
Gentlemen, I believe it might be profitable for you to go and interview some of the students and look at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, agreed.
See if you can, if there's anything related to what you discovered where Charles Leiter's body died, whilst I conduct the autopsy with Mr. Vito.
Agreed. All right, we're gonna crack off to.
Also, I'm just saying that that Hob is not necessarily entirely
A
trustable.
reliable witness.
He
That's a
can
decent
have
point.
some ulterior motive.
You know what? Also, that could have been the witch's spirit or something. Who knows?
It could have been. We have no fucking clue.
All right,
It's a good point.
but they were insistent that we burn the images.
Yeah, but what if burning it is
Sets them
Something
Sense of
real
free.
bad.
witchery.
All right, we'll think about that. That's a good point, Ashwin. We'll consider that. So now we've got a four-way going on. Nice. This is the kind of party I wanted to be invited to, priest or no. All right, let's go and check out the scene of the crime in his room and chat to some students while Herr Doctor does his little autopsy and discovers that this lad was fucking liquefied and all that. Munt, are we cool with that?
Yep. Okay, so Klaus, you're staying to do the autopsy, and what is everyone doing exactly?
We're going to the lads' rooms.
Okay.
I think maybe Evelyn and Charlie do that. You guys are the best investigators. Me and Roy will go and chat to other students and try and
possibly
find out.
other people re-interview people we've interviewed already.
Yeah,
so go
chat to
talk
them again. Yeah.
Amelia and Bryce Fallon, and no, Harlan Roach was the
All
rival
of that
professor,
lot.
wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So, okay, Klaus, do you want to? I mean, you can do a
I'm
medical
popping to the
roll
loo
here.
while you're doing the autopsy.
So
Yeah.
when you look at the sheet, the body is in pretty much the exact same condition as Leiter's corpse was in terms of the face, but the eyes haven't been burnt, so his eyes are just normal.
Okay.
Do me a medical or first aid, but yeah, medical probably. Medical check.
I'm not in the room, by the way, Klaus.
Hell
You got
yes.
this, buddy.
Still a
Holy
failure.
sure. What? What's going
That's
on?
unfortunate. 72
Oh,
over
God.
71. So yeah, so it does the pretty much the exact same cause of death as Leiter. You can determine that much, but his eyes aren't melted, and other than that, there's nothing really different that you can tell from Lighter's corpse.
Come on, Klaus, you piece of shit. You've done everything. You've been stealthy, you beat people up. Why can you not be a medical fucking doctor?
So, as you're performing the autopsy, the lights in the
Oh, there's going to
room
be bloody two of them in here now. Fuck's sake.
Start to flicker.
Oh my god.
And almost after you sort of peered at his corpse, can you roll me a dexterity roll, please?
Holy shit! Is he a zombie?
I can when my mouse reconnects. 1 second. There we go.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh, he's dead. It's
The
a zombie.
hand of Anthony Flinders grabs your wrist and immediately breaks it. And now,
My god.
so can you roll me a d4, please?
A d4.
Okay.
Wait, I see insanity rolls.
Take 2 damage, please.
Yes, sir.
This has not been good, Ted.
What's
You've missed
happened?
Quite a bit. So Flinders is a zombie.
What?
So
We've left Klaus alone with a fucking zombie.
So
Well,
Klaus,
Wheatcroft's in there too, surely.
your wrist has been broken. Yeah, Wheatcroft is still in the room, and
He's in on it.
He's now he's looking aghast, like he's absolutely shaken to his core. Klaus, you'll also have to do a sanity roll here for having a zombie just randomly gank you.
Oh my god.
It's okay. You just lose 1 sanity for that. You've seen a zombie before, but the surprise of being attacked by a zombie is still quite something. So now he's grabbed and broken your wrist, and now he's bolt upright, and we have to start combat for you, Klaus. We'll get back to that after.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys can have a lovely chat.
Okay, so Charlie and Evelyn are going to his room where it's found, and Roy and Father John are. So you want to talk to the students, sort of living next to him, or in the same sort of class, or
Nice job,
anything
Alistair.
particular?
Thesmita67 just resubbed for 73 months. Keep up the stellar strings flax.
Thank you, the Smither. You know what? I think I left my Bible back in the autopsy room. I'm only kidding. Alright, so we're chatting to people that were there when he died. First of all.
Okay.
So people that were there.
His roommates.
Well, we don't know where he died yet, but yeah. I mean,
Okay, yeah. So you want to go to his room, basically.
we're all going to the room, but then I want to chat to
yeah,
people that
okay.
were sort of
Right.
there
Yeah,
when
no,
he perished.
Okay, I get you. So you'll all go together, and then his room is basically a single. He doesn't have a roommate, so that probably explains why his body's been found in this way. And there are rooms next door to him, so we can say that you and Roy are gonna knock on some of these doors, and
Yeah.
meanwhile Charlie and Evelyn are actually gonna go inside the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give me 1 moment. Okay, so we'll start with Charlie and Evelyn. You go inside the room, and it's a pretty standard room for a student. It's just got a bed, desk, bathroom, etc. There doesn't seem to be much sign of a struggle. There's a couple of papers and things on the floor, and the chair is not knocked over, but it's at a weird angle, like someone's just stood up and in a hurry. Other than that, it doesn't seem to be like there's anything else. So can you both do me a spot hidden? Alright. Okay. So
Easy.
So we're assuming that you're doing a search of the room here. Charlie, you look under the bed, and under the bed you find various books on Satanism and the occult.
Okay. Might it be? I'm gonna, show them to my good friend the librarian who specializes in books and say, "Is there anything you can make of these?" I know that you're not too well versed in the occult. That's one for Klaus, for example.
You can both do a library roll and have a quick check through the books, see if there's anything important. So everything you see in one of the books, it seems to focus a lot on Keziah Mason and the Arkham witch trials. So yeah, the focuses of the book are general Satanism, and then some specialism into the Arkham trials.
Interesting.
It's probably worth saving these for a reading through a more occult-based lens for Klaus later on when we eventually.
Why don't we go and fetch Klaus right now so we can have a look at these books?
But other than that, we have no reason to suspect that Klaus might need us, and so we will continue searching rooms. Was there more rooms to search?
No, this is just his room.
Oh, God.
So yeah.
There's a bathroom, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you can look in the bathroom.
Sure, let's look in the bathroom.
There's nothing. Basically, the only thing that seems to be, there's just some papers on the floor that just seem to be general, like, study material, and the chair. And other than the books that you found underneath, there really doesn't seem to be anything of note.
Okay.
Cool.
So where should we go, Evelyn? Should we return to the base of the autopsy room, or should we go and look for our friends who are interviewing people?
Let's look for
what would your character reasonably do?
My character reasonably would scour this room for things to steal. If I'm honest. But
no, that's what Greg would do. The character.
I didn't realise your character was
I'm afraid my character is, he's an extension of myself.
Yeah, of course.
He's the hide to my.
He's a hoarder now, is basically what you're
saying. Yeah.
Shit.
I think reasonably I do think that the autopsy room is kind of like the place where we would all gather after completing our tasks.
Of course, Klaus is there.
But aren't you closer to us?
Yeah, you're together. So you're in the room, and Roy and Father John are outside. So
okay, yeah. Well, we go link up with you guys then.
Okay. So we'll quickly go back to Klaus. We'll do a round of combat here. Klaus, you need to roll a fighting brawl here.
Good luck, Klaus.
I'm known as a bit of a brawler.
Yep.
I brawled my other wrist into breaking. Quick, Klaus, see if he's got a wallet you can nick.
Is there not some kind of shouting course?
Summon some fish from the sea to aid you, wizard!
Oh, that was supposed to be my roll. Don't know why I did that. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. I'll roll it. IRL.
Hacker. Alright, let me add to my notes. He's a zombie.
Alright,
has broken my fucking wrist.
To take 2 damage.
2 damage. Delightful.
Okay. So now.
So what did he actually hit me with?
So he's so he's got your wrist, and he's now he's like sort of squeezing your wrist really hard, and he's now, while he's holding you, trying to get off the table and like from onto the side that you're on to stand up and to potentially do some more harm to you. Wheatcroft at this point runs off into the utility closet.
Do you know what?
We
I'll
got
do the
to
same,
figure it
bud.
Yeah. So can you roll me another fighting brawl check, please?
Sure.
Yes, Klaus.
Okay.
Jeez.
So you can break free here if you just want to describe how you break free.
Snap off your wrist.
Grabbing onto my own wrist as hard as I can, I pull desperately to wrench my wrist from his grip.
Okay, yep. And because he's getting off the table, is not in a position to contest that, and he kind of stumbles a bit. So now you've broken free. You're only about a meter away from him. He's sort of half standing up now and is about to go for you again. Okay. Okay, can you roll me a fighting brawl, please? Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Bro,
I
you're
think
dead.
we're losing Klaus.
I think we are.
So
Wow. Yeah, fucking hell.
the zombie grabs you by the shoulders and bites your nose. Like, is now biting your nose off. Can you roll me a d3?
Holy shit. This went south very quickly.
Is there not at any point in all of this that Klaus could have tried to shout for help?
We haven't, so.
Wait, you could. Yeah, can you take 2 damage?
And remove one nose from your.
Yeah. So now John comes barreling out of the utility closet with a broom, and he basically shoves the brush end of the broom into the zombie's face with like some force. And let me quickly do a roll. So he manages to push the zombie onto the floor with the broom, and it lands on its back, and he kind of just stands there, absolutely shell shocked. Basically, he can't believe what he's seeing, and he just throws the broom at it, and grabs you by your other arm, and tries to usher you out of the room while the zombie's still on the ground. So it's your turn now. What you want to do here?
Screaming at the top of my lungs in agony, I lean on the doctor and stumble towards the door.
Okay. So the door can be locked from the outside by John. So you could do you want to lock the door? Possibly. Or just run?
Are we through the door?
You're through the door now. Depending on how stable your arms are, your hands are, or how stable John's hands are, you could potentially lock the door before the zombie gets to the door.
I yell at Dr. John, "Lock the goddamn door!" And I continue running to get away.
Okay. Right. So let me do a roll for War John. So he manages. His hands are shaking, but he manages to lock the door to the physician's room, and then he kind of just there's some stairs that lead up, and you've dashed up the stairs towards the ground floor, and he just kind of sort of slumps up the stairs and sits on the stairs, looking at the door while he's sort of haggardly breathing. And the zombie reaches the door, and it's now bashing on the door. But it's quite a heavy steel door, so you can hear it vaguely as you run off. You can hear the bashing on the door, but it looks like it's probably going to stand firm.
Okay.
Right. You somehow managed to get out with the skin of your teeth. 3 health. 3 health. You no longer. I will say you are going to lose health because you've taken a fairly sizable wound. So you need to do first aid pretty within the hour, basically.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be too hard.
Funny.
It's okay. You can tell me what to do, Klaus.
We could also get like John as well to do it. It doesn't necessarily have to be you doing
It
it.
doesn't
Get
have to
Roy.
just be me.
I reckon get Roy.
Get
on.
Roy to do it.
Roy taking vengeance for all the health failures I've had with him.
Yeah.
Let me see what my first aid is.
Default.
Or was it medicine? Sorry.
It's first aid.
You do
where is
first
it
aid
under?
to stop the bleeding and stuff, and
Under firearms.
Klaus will probably have to go to
I've got
You no longer
34 first aid, mate. No, I can
no
pick you
longer
right up.
has a nose.
I do no longer have a nose.
Your
So
nose
I'm out of commission on this one.
Hopefully we find a tome for you that can restore noses.
Yeah, come cheer me up in the hospital.
As far as I'm sorry. So. Right.
I mean,
okay.
to be fair, Charlie's got enough to spare. He can maybe
Yeah,
donate
exactly.
some.
Okay, so we're going back to Roy and Father John Carver talking to students. So you're going to knock on some doors.
Yeah. At this point,
And-
I was deliberately not listening to what was happening, so I will be suitably surprised by whatever the situation is. Carry on.
Yeah.
Well, I think you will be. I would be surprised.
Listen, if you're just a random student and a priest and an obese taxi driver turns up, what are you thinking?
Perverts would be my
Hello,
first.
sir. Mark Webber.
Hello there, young lady. She'd be like, get the fuck away from me. A cabbie and a priest. Are you serious? All right, go on then. We're going to chat to him.
Okay, so you knock on the first door, and a young man with brown hair, fairly normal build, comes out. He says, "Yes, can I help you?"
We're just asking some questions about the death of... Sorry, Munt, I just need to look up his
Anthony
name.
Flinders.
Anthony Flinders, your member of the student body you might have been aware of.
Oh yeah, Flinders. I found his corpse today.
Yes.
Horrible stuff.
Do you know much about him? Did you have much contact with the lad?
No, I didn't really see much of him. Kept to himself. I heard he doesn't really have many friends.
Had you
He's
ever
not in any of my classes, so
So you hadn't spoken to him much?
I've seen him a couple of times in the halls and things like that. Said a few words, but no, I've not had a conversation with him.
Can you think of anyone that was perhaps the closest to him? Someone you'd seen him with multiple times?
Well, he's always with that, or trying to get with that Amelia Court, I think.
Really now? How
yeah.
interesting.
Well, yeah, he said that before, that she's sort of given him the cold shoulder. That was what he said. He hates
Yeah,
her.
but as in, I didn't think it was like incel level. I thought it was just like he was trying to get a job.
When you say trying to get with, do you mean he was like flirting with her and chatting her up such?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that I most of the time I saw him, it was in the vicinity of her. So I don't really know, but what else could it be, really?
But would you say, was she out and about with him on the campus, or just at Charles Leiter's office? You'd see them around about the campus.
It looked like he was pestering her. I don't think
following her
was,
around and such.
Yeah, I don't think she was particularly interested in him. So I guess
I see.
It's a tough nut to crack. I'm not a history student, so I don't know about in Mr. Light.
Did he direct us to one?
Yeah, do you have anyone around here who might have been a history student that might have been in a class with him that maybe you know?
Yeah, I think Chester, a few doors down to the left there.
Thank you very much for your time. We're gonna go bang on Chester's door.
Right. So yep, you bang on the door, and another man comes out, red hair, freckles, and he's like, "Yes, what's this?
Chester?
What's this all about?" Yes. Who are you?
Can I just ask your last name?
Yep, it's Kleeman.
Kleeman.
Why?
Nothing.
Who
It's
needs
just
to know?
a hilarious last name. My name is Father John Carver, and we're just investigating the death of perhaps a friend of yours, the young fella Flinders.
I kind of scoffed at that comment. Friend? I don't think Flinders has any friends. But yeah, he's in a couple of my classes.
Why didn't he have any friends? Was he just an unlikable cunt?
Well, you have a way with words, Father. I couldn't put it better myself.
I see. And did you ever see him with anyone in particular?
Outside of class, no, we didn't really cross paths, I'm afraid.
Interesting-ish. Okay. Thank you very much, young fella. You get back to your work now. Okay. Unless you've got a question for him, Roy.
What were we even trying to ascertain here?
Roy eating as usual.
What?
What are we even trying to ascertain here? Just
it's an avenue of exploration, isn't it? Find out if one of them had seen him with anybody that we might be able to fucking... someone's angry. You're right.
Was he particularly engaged in his classes, or was he interested in other things?
It's hard to tell, but we have some of the results from the latest exam in the history.
How did you do?
Well, I did alright. I came like top third.
And where did Flinders come?
I don't know. I only checked my own score.
Where's it posted?
In the history building near the ground floor.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. He closes the door on you, looking at Roy, who's still eating.
Roy with an eclair hanging out of his mouth. It
was garlic bread, actually.
Garlic bread, sorry.
4. Okay. So,
we'll head on back to the fucking
okay.
Autopsy room and see if the lads have come up with anything there.
Alright. So, are you all going to go there then?
Yeah, go on then.
Right. So, Klaus, it's probably safe to say that you'll meet the investigators on the way to the medical room.
Klaus?
Klaus has died. He succumbed to his wounds.
I'm not dead, but I was on the stairs with John Wheatcroft, so I assume I've stumbled outside.
Yeah. So they're basically coming down the stairs to see, or like they're on the way down. So you can safely say that you're at the top of the stairs and you see them.
Well, they see me. They're the ones who need to bloody react. I'm not gonna go, "Hi, chums! You made it well. There's just up there." You lads have just seen Klaus like on the edge of death. He's lost a fucking nose.
Yeah. So you go to the. All right. So the 4 of you walk into the medical building, down the corridor, and basically right at the very end, where the stairs go down into this sort of physician's room. There's nobody really about, and Klaus is propped up against the wall, desperately trying to do some first aid on himself. Some bandages. Do you want to try and first aid yourself now, Klaus, or do you want to
Roy.
have someone else handle it, or perhaps even one of the NPCs or other people?
I'll try and first aid myself, because I think that's what I would have done. Like the first thing I'd have done was try to staunch the bleeding of my poor nose.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait around for Evelyn's tender hands to come do it for me.
Okay. Yeah. So give me a first aid roll.
Oh no!
Klaus, you are not a doctor. I just want to point this out.
The second medical check I failed today by 1 point.
You could spend your luck to push it to 68. It'd be 1 luck.
I'll spend 1 luck to push it to 68.
There you go. So yeah.
How do I? So I just lower the luck by 1, right?
Yeah. 74. Okay. All right.
You've got 75 luck.
Yeah, I'm a lucky motherfucker.
I'm Irish. I should have the luck of the Irish. I've got 50 luck over here.
So you can restore 1 health to yourself here for the first aid, but you're still in need of medical attention.
Yeah.
Is there a doctor? Is there a competent doctor in the house?
How does one staunch the bleeding of a torn off nose? Out of interest.
Wait, you've lost your nose.
My nose has been eaten, ripped off.
You have no nose.
You pack it with gauze and wrap a bandage around it to keep pressure on.
Klaus has permanently lost his nose. Is that what's happened?
Klaus has permanently lost his nose. Yeah.
We'll put it in his backstory: injuries, no nose.
How does he smell?
Well, poorly.
Awful. Way. That's the joke.
Yeah. Is there a smell check that I always automatically fail from now on? I don't think there is there?
You never know. If you were doing a craft cooking roll, then potentially
it'd be a hard craft cooking roll.
Yeah, Greg, can't you give him a bit of your nose? That's what the Seahawks do.
Yeah, I'll give a nose dono. I'll transplant one of my nostrils to you.
That'll cover his face. Give him a bit less than that. Come on.
And I tell the investigators, it's unbelievable. He came to life on the slab. He bit my fucking nose off.
And you do it with a nasally voice,
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He came to life on the slab. He bit my fucking nose off.
There's a zombie in there, like that, like properly. All right.
I can't.
I have to crack a joke. Where are the papers? No one knows. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my contribution.
Klaus takes 2 sanity damage. The pain of.
I'm sorry, Klaus. All right. Well, if there's a fucking zombie, we'll better fucking kill it.
We've managed to trap it in the autopsy room. The doors are sturdy, but they may not hold forever. He's strong.
I don't have my shotgun with me, but I've got my bloody fists.
I've got my pistol.
I've got my fucking pistol and Aztec club.
Wait, you are carrying the Aztec club around the university?
Fuck yeah, it's
no,
conceivable.
I don't think so, dude.
It's conceivable.
It's a fucking Aztec club. Have you ever seen them?
It's not like the length of my leg.
They're like, it's like 4 foot long with teeth on it.
I've got it tucked on the inside of my jacket.
There's no way. There's no way you've got that fucking.
I've got my pistol on my fists then.
Okay, that'll. Alright.
Munt, can I say for certain if this is the zombie is similar to the one that attacked us in Abner Wick's place? Is that something I would know?
Were you in Abner Wick? Oh yes.
If you saw it again afterwards, you might be able to make some.
Right, but I won't be able to tell because of the tenseness of the action. Okay.
Yeah, off the top of your head, you're not sure.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know if I can continue. I need proper medical attention, not this slapdash job.
Stay here, Klaus. We'll handle this. Right, fellas. There's a zombie for killing. Let's go. We're gonna go.
Try to keep the body intact if you can.
Okay.
It will add a fascinating experiment.
Definitely try that. Right, let's go kill a zombie.
I think we just try and restrain it, and then get it down with some.
You want to restrain the zombie?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not going to dome eat it.
Really?
It might be more helpful to have it alive.
I mean, all right. Yeah, fair point.
So you're gonna unlock the door.
All I'm saying is this. Hold on, before we unlock the door, it broke his wrist and tore his nose off, and you think we're going to be able to restrain it?
It's just a brawl.
It's very dangerous. I'm just saying, it's very dangerous. All right, let's give it a go. In we go. I'm staying at the back with me gun out in case things get real.
Yep. So who's going in first?
Roy.
Okay. So John is nearby. He comes out and you ask him essentially for the key to get in, and he sees that you've got weapons, and he's a bit more assured of your intention. So he gives Roy the key and promptly starts tending after Klaus. So you go into the room, and the zombie is just lying on the floor on its side. So if it was looking at the door, it's basically fallen over backwards and is now slumped on its side.
Okay. Does he notice us?
You want to walk in?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so you walk in and it doesn't seem to be making any movement.
Alright, boys. What's the plan here? I could just kneel on him.
I think we just
you
bundle him
could
to the ground
indeed
and
just
cuff
cuff
him.
him.
Just pin him down and we'll cuff him.
Do we have the cuffs?
We've got cuffs.
On who?
Evelyn's got cuffs, she said.
Well, we have cuffs somewhere.
Yeah, we got cuffs.
Cuffs exist.
Yeah, but we can't just. Okay, right.
Alright, before we fucking unlock the door, we go and get the cuffs and...
No, you
Cuffs are
can.
on
So what you can do
Carla's
is you can do.
inventory.
If you don't know if you've got something, if you do a luck roll, you can say, well, I just by virtue of me being this person, I would have these handcuffs. If you fail a luck roll, you've forgotten them, and if you pass a luck roll, then you bought them with you.
Okay, Evelyn.
Is how you fit.
Who's got good luck? I don't want to Greg it, but who's got
Well,
good luck?
whoever
Evelyn's
would
got a fucking
have.
handcuff.
Whoever
It's
would
whoever
have them,
would
which
have
is
the
who would have.
handcuffs.
Yeah.
Who
it'd
bought the
probably be
handcuffs?
Charlie and Evelyn, probably.
Alright, go and roll it then. Top left.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Woo!
Whoa.
Nice.
Charlie, not only
I
forgot to bring
accidentally-
the cuffs.
Charlie hasn't got his clothes on.
I accidentally cuffed
Oh
myself.
God!
Jeez.
I'll go
Oh,
and
yeah,
get
many
the cuffs
cuffs.
from the car.
Well, we don't even have the cops in the car.
They are, of course, they're in the car. It's where we keep
house.
all our
Bought
gear.
Some. We just don't know where they are.
So, Greg, in trying to figure out if you have your cuffs, you've actually found that you've left your gun in.
Alright, don't unlock the door.
Unreal.
We'll go and get the things we missed from the fucking car. Greg and me will go and get the stuff. Oh, actually, I'll go get the stuff, since I'm the worst fighter here. I'll go get the cuffs and Greg's gun. You lot hold the door down and just be ready in case he breaks out. That's the plan.
Alright. Okay, well, after some time you head back, you grab cuffs, gun. What else? That's it, right?
I'm trying to think of what else we might need. Some rope, I guess, just in case. We've got rope in the car. I'll bring that in case.
Alright. Okay. And then you arrive,
Yeah.
and so now you're going to open the door.
Yep,
And-
Roy's
okay.
going first.
The body's on the ground, like I described, and yeah, now it's up to you what you wanna do.
Get on him, get the cuffs on him, rope him up. We'll figure out the rest after that.
Or attempts to kick on his back and then kneel on his back.
Sure. So you do all that, and it basically feels like you're just kicking a corpse. Doesn't seem to be any life left in it, but you managed to tie it up regardless. But it's acting like a proper corpse now.
Well,
As
tie him up. Maybe it was a
Yeah.
fucking possessed.
as this happens,
Poor
the telephone in the room starts ringing.
I'm going to answer it.
So you answer it, and all you hear are whispers and laughing on the telephone. Can I get a sanity roll from you,
You
Ted?
may. Shit.
Alright, we lose one sanity for that. For creepy voices in the telephone.
I've always been
And-
scared of that.
As you put the phone down, all the lights in the room flicker, and
All right.
then return to normal.
Charles Leiter, we know it's you. We've spoken with the spirit of Mr. Hobb, recently deceased. If you
Is this
can,
where-
if you can hear us, make the lights flicker again.
There's no response to that.
We need Klaus with his occult shit. Shit. Well, then the spirit of Charles Leiter is in this room, possibly. Or maybe it's Flinders. What was Flinders' first name?
Anthony.
Anthony! Anthony Flinders, if that's your spirit in this room, make the lights flicker.
There's no response.
If it's someone other than them two, make the lights flicker now.
There's no response there either.
These guys might not be as cooperative as Mr. Hobb.
Yeah, they might be angry. Or there might be some
They were just laughing on the phone.
There might be some kind of it might be the spirit of that fucking witch.
Well, again, if we ask it, it's not.
No, it's not going to answer. Oh well, we'll ask. Whatever the witch's name was. Hang on.
Keziah Mason.
Huh?
Keziah Mason.
Keziah Mason, is that you?
There's no response.
Yeah. I'm not good enough at this occult stuff to really summon the spirit of...
Persuade them to reveal themselves.
I mean, I don't know if that'll work, sadly.
No, afraid not.
Alright, well, let's, while the body's all trussed up, maybe we can get that other doctor lad to do a quick autopsy on this lad.
The competent doctor that still has a nose.
John Wheatcroft.
Yeah, Wheatcroft.
Okay, so you bring him down, and he's extremely hesitant. But the fact that it's sort of roped up and cuffed gives him a bit of confidence. So he doesn't get anywhere near it, having seen what it did to Klaus. But from a distance, he can confirm that the corpse seems to have suffered a similar fate to Charles Leiter. But he's not gonna get any closer.
That's fair enough. Well, what the hell do we do with this body? Whatever you do, don't untie this body. Keep it cuffed up, just in case. Doctor, we believe that there may be what's the word for something that's bad?
Malevolent.
A malignant, or evil spirits in this room. We've encountered them before. You want to be very careful with dead bodies in here. You might want to seal this room up and find somewhere else until this business is over with. You're dealing with things beyond your understanding, Doctor.
He wipes away a copious amount of sweat from his forehead with his handkerchief and then says, right, yes, absolutely, and kind of hurries out of the room, up the stairs.
Did he have to make a sanity check? And if so, is he now afraid of the ocean, much like I am?
He's definitely been... His sanity has been shook a bit in the course, for sure.
I bet. Fucking hell. You know what, lads? I'm tempted to go and talk to our employer, Mr. Fallon, about this. And relay to him what's happened and the situation that we're in. Because he's our employer. We should probably tell him what the fuck is going on. What do you think?
Am I off to hospital yet, or can I do one last thing?
You can, yeah. So you've safely got an hour before you should really get to hospital.
Can I, having been assured that the corpse is safe, can I stumble back into the room and grab Charlie and say, "Does it seem like the one we encountered at Abner Vic's?" And I want to see if we can draw a link between those two creatures.
So it's not the same. So this is it's basically the same death that Light has had, and the corpse. The other one in Abner Wick's house was like a living person that had extremely sickly features.
So the one in Abner Wick's house was more like the classic zombie from 70s zombie movies, which was like voodoo and shit like that had raised someone from the dead to be... They'd been zombified, but not a zombie. Is that what you're saying? Like they were a living person doing the bidding of some evil
not necessarily
wizard,
not necessarily a zombie. I described them as cold, pallid. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're undead.
Yeah. That's the classic zombie. They're not actually dead.
Yeah, but they weren't like decomposed or anything.
Yeah.
It was basically a sort of deformed human with...
Might have just been a fucked up dude. Like, we don't know. Someone has been hanging around these books for long enough that he's become corrupted.
Some poor, like, just medical anomaly that was trying to live a normal life inside. Charlie's just come in and just killed him.
Just got fucking Aztec clubbed to death.
We must think, if Flinder died the same way as Leiter, it means Flinder has read the papers.
That's a good point, but we searched his room and we found nothing. Now,
then their papers must be somewhere in this university.
They not must be, but they could be. What I want to know, Herr Doctor, is can you try to commune with the dead as you did in the Hob house? So that we might ask and interrogate, because they just called on the phone and they've made the lights flicker. It's the same deal. So if you give them the old...
on the phone?
Yeah, they gave us a wee phone call there, and they just laughed. But you never know.
That's impressive for a dead spirit.
Yeah.
Of course, I can attempt.
Give it a go. That's all I'm saying.
And we can attempt to communicate if there is any spirits there.
All right, roll me an occult roll.
How far off is it? Luck it. How do you get luck back?
How do I get luck back?
It's very rarely through. I tell you what. I'll read the exact.
Yeah.
The exact sentence. So.
I mean, he's not going to sleep it off, and he'll get his luck back. So essentially, him having to use 13 luck would be a big fucking ask.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then don't bother.
And I can find out if you just give me a sec.
I mean, that would be like if you're one off and shit, right? That. Fuck.
Okay, after each session of play, which wouldn't be in terms of a session, it means like adventure.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Each player may make an improvement check for their luck. This is rolled in the same way as for skill improvement. The player rolls 1d100, and if the roll is above their present luck score, they add 1d10 points to their luck score.
Well, we haven't done that at all.
No, because you haven't
spent any luck.
It's only once you start spending.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think it's worth you spending 13 luck on this. Because that might just lead to nothing. It's up to you. Yeah. It's up to you. I mean, you could get it back.
This is in theory one of the last things I will do for a while. Because
you've got to go to hospital.
I got to go to fucking hospital, lads. So, I'm all in, and I'm going to spend.
He's going to spend 13
luck to see. So take me to 61, I believe. To see what there is in the room.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's no response.
Knew it. Fuck.
Worth a try.
Sorry, Klaus. Right, off you get to hospital, mate. We'll Wait, is Plague now out of the adventure?
Not necessarily, but he's got to go to hospital for treatment. But he's still, like I said, he still has an hour really before he can. Go back. So you could either go straight away or you could push it. But if you stay for longer than an hour, you're gonna have to make another first aid roll to stay around. And if you fail that first aid roll, then you've absolutely got to go to hospital.
Okay, so I can hang a boot.
Do you want to go? Should we go talk to Fallon?
Because in theory, right, we could go and talk to Fallon. Plague goes to hospital.
We have no guarantees of how long I need to be in hospital for. So I think.
Yeah, but you go to hospital, you would be leaving the session, right? That's effectively. But could we not try?
I could just be in there for an hour.
I say, yeah.
Given that my nose has been ripped off.
Yeah,
that feels
more than likely to be more than an hour. But
cast for his broken wrist, face bandage. How long is that going to take? A&E. Come on. A couple of hours.
Okay, let's think. So we have. Okay. So Flinders has died in the same way as Lysa, and some spooky shit occurred around his body, which implies that he has had access to the papers.
But they weren't in his room, or we couldn't find them in his room.
We couldn't find them in his room.
Let's talk to Emily. She might have fucking given him the papers.
Is the spirit
not
where
Emily?
He died,
Amelia.
or where
Amelia.
His body is?
The spirit is where the body was. But Lyta's body was in there.
Was Hobhouse's body in the house?
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
I don't know.
We could try.
He died inside the house.
But Lyta didn't die in here, but he did die in the university. So remember that the spirit
died
of
in
Hob,
his office.
That's true, but the spirit of Hob was moving around in that building. Lyta and Twatface's Flinders was moving around within the university, so they might just be moving around in the building that they died in, and found their way
Flinders
here.
Would be at the accommodation he was staying at.
Well, no, that's where his body was, but his spirit might move. We've opened the door. Remember, the spirit followed us out of the kitchen and into the fucking living room. So it's almost like whatever this thing is, it can move around as long as the fucking door is open. So, you know, they open his door and he's off. He's just following people around. So, I mean, we brought Leiter's body here and autopsied it. His spirit might have just lingered here. Or it might have followed us in here. We just didn't detect it.
Did we close the door after we searched his office?
It might not even need the door to be closed. It might have just been a weird... It was just waiting and us opening the door disturbed it. It could have been something like that. All we know so far for sure is that the houses... The house where Hob died had the spirit. Leiter and Flinders both died in this building, and their spirits, presumably, it's either Leiter or Flinders or both's spirits are here. It might have been Leiter's spirit in Flinders' body. We don't know. He might have just animated it. I mean, he got the phone to ring as well and was just laughing at us. That could have been Flinders or it could have been Leiter.
But why wouldn't have Leiter been fucking about before? Why, like, only now is someone fucking about.
I don't know.
Well, Klaus did notice it the first time he did the autopsy.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
he
he wasn't fucking about.
Yeah, he didn't try and kill me, Ben. And he didn't phone us up either.
But he might have now, maybe, you know, he's gone crazy or something. I mean, maybe Flinders... What if Flinders read the manuscript, went insane, died, and now his fucking spirit is insane, the same way the lad in the asylum is? So what if Leiter's spirit is here, and Flinders' spirit is here? Let's go talk to Amelia and see if she knows anything. She knew both of these people, and they're both dead. She's a pretty big link between them.
This is true.
We're going to go talk to Amelia.
Yep. So as you leave the medical building, you notice that there's a eerie reddish lights coming from above the history building, like a red glow against the sky.
Fuck. Well, we better get up there.
So yeah, so you enter the history building, and it's getting on now. So it's coming sort of university close time. It's around about 6, and as you walk in, the lights flicker, and the power goes off for a solid sort of 20 seconds before flickering back on. And you're going to Bryce Fallon's office, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be dead.
So you get to Bryce Fallon's office, and he's pacing about his room, and he says, as you enter, he kind of gets a bit irate, and he says, "Well, you still haven't found those papers then? I've got a dead student here. People are going to start asking questions. What on earth is going on?"
I'll tell you what's going on. Those papers are cursed, and anyone that reads them dies. It's as simple as that.
Well, Can you give me a persuade roll on that? Okay. So he takes you by your word, and you've said it sincerely, so he calms down a bit and sits in his chair. So, 2 dead, no Arkham papers. This is going to be quite tough for the Miskatonic University.
I'll tell you what's tough. We communed with the spirit of Mr. Hobb, recently deceased, old Joshua. And he told us that unless we burn the images associated with those papers, his spirit and the spirit of anybody associated with those papers would be stuck in limbo forever.
Right, I see. You spoke with a ghost.
Believe it or not,
well,
that's one of the things we do in our line of work, isn't it, gentlemen? Oh, yes.
Probably Mr. Carver if I don't believe the words of a ghost, but nevertheless, it seems that you at least have some sort of leads. I assume you're here at the university to inspect Mr. Flinders' corpse.
We were. Would you like to have a look at Herr Dr. Klaus Heisler here, who's lost his nose and had his wrist broken by that corpse? It sprang to life and attacked him. Ask your doctor, Roachford. He saw the whole thing. You're dealing with forces beyond your ken here, Mr. Fallon. When I tell you that these papers are dangerous, you best believe me.
Takes a look at Klaus's bleeding nose, and he says, "Well, this is getting out of hand. Whatever you need, I'll give you any assets, anything you can think of, just whatever it takes."
We'll have a think about that. All right, what
What
we
about
want?
11k?
Yeah,
we need
$11,000 to continue with our quest.
11,000.
No, we can't ask for that. Fuck.
So at this moment, the lights flicker again.
Lads, I think I'm getting do I just try and speak to the ghosts again? It has been the thing that has worked so far.
You can try.
If they are following us. Is it yeah?
You have to roll me an occult if you want to.
You know what? Klaus is delirious with pain, and he's starting to feel like he's in touch with the spirit world. He attempts to communicate with them again.
Come on, Klaus, you mad bollocks. Oh!
The pain has pushed him through to a higher plane of understanding.
Klaus's eyes roll up in his head. His eyes are just pure white. Commune with me, ghosts.
There is so the lights do flicker, but not in any sort of pattern or anything. They just flicker for a bit.
So there is something there, but they can't
won't
really
talk to us or
with
can't.
Too many of them, and they can't. Like, one of them can't distinguish themselves from the rest.
So what's this about the red light? Are we in the place with the red light, or is that helping
Yeah, so
somewhere else?
the history building now has a red eerie light, and the lights are flickering quite a bit now. Bryce looks at the lights and says, "What the hell are they doing over there in the generator in the generator room? What on earth are they doing over there? The bloody lights on."
That's not the generator. That's the spirits. They're angry. We must find those papers, and we must destroy the images associated with them. Do you have any idea where they might be? I know you've hired us to look for them, but if you're holding anything back, now's the time to tell us.
No, of course I don't know anything. I'd tell you everything I know. I want this to be resolved more than you do.
Do we have permission to search Harland Roach's rooms and study?
Absolutely. Go for it. Whatever you need. Just do it. Just get it done.
Alright, let's go check Holland Roach's rooms then.
Room or office?
Office. Office. Yeah, because I assume his rooms aren't in the history department.
No.
Okay, so let's keep focused on the history department. We need to look at the things that we know are here. So
Yeah,
Harland
yeah.
Roach's stuff, and presumably Leiter's place as well,
Yeah.
where maybe Amelia Court might have an office
Yeah,
there. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. She's in his office.
Did we show Klaus the books we found in Flinders' room?
On
Klaus.
Satanism.
On the Arkham Witch Trials and Chaosium Mason.
So you can do an occult roll if you want.
I can say, with my new understanding of ghosts, I can attempt to see if there's anything of the mysterious in these books. And Klaus, the mad witch doctor mage, who used to dream of being a medicine man, once again.
So, you skim through the books, and like before, a lot of it's just on general Satanism, but some of it's on the Arkham Witch Trial, the Arkham Witch Trials, and specifically Keziah Mason, who you recognize. She was a convicted witch and a child killer, and essentially there were suspicions that she used to bind spirits to things, to sort of enchant them or to do her bidding. But that was basically it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go check out Mr. Roach's office.
So you walk into Roach's office, and I'm going to need a sanity check from every single person.
Hell yes.
Amazing. Boom. I'm so goddamn sane.
Am I rolling this and all?
Everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone. So if you pass, you have to roll a d4. If you fail, you have to roll a d8.
Oh, I fucking nailed it. Do I get some sanity back for being so cool?
Oh, shit.
Roy, you've lost 7 sanity there, right? Okay, you're having a bout of madness, Roy.
Oh, Roy!
Wait, but if you pass, you still have to lose.
If you pass, you roll a
Yes,
d4.
yes,
If you
we've
fail,
been
really-
it's, what we're seeing, Greg, is beyond every horror.
But I was extreme success. Surely I embraced the horror.
Right, so Roy, you're going to have a bout of madness here, which we'll go through in a minute after I've described what's happened. So as you enter the room, you see Harlan Roach's corpse on the floor in the exact same position as Anthony Flinders and Charles Leiter. Stemming from a book that's on his desk is something utterly malign and alien. I mean, it's almost incomprehensible. It's like a shifting, hulking mass of reddish black worms in the form of a bear's face, and it's just like essentially filling up like the corner of the room with its maw, and it looks at you for a couple of seconds. Its eyes glow bright white, and it then kind of collapses back into the book, and the book slams shut. Roy, you've had a bout of madness here. Hang on, what's your max sanity? 7 out of 9. Okay, so you're going to. Do you want to do a roll, or do you want to
Roll it, Roy. Just see what you end up being insane about. Do it.
like?
I want to see the option first.
So, if you would rather me give you something that's fitting, then I can do that. Or if you want to leave it to chance, you can do a roll, and it will be one of 10 different things.
Give me something that's fitting.
You scared of bears?
So, right, let me check.
Or books? That would be worse.
Sorry, just give me one moment here.
Or buildings.
Or the colour red. Roy can't come on any more fishing trips due to his just terrible fear of worms.
Well, I can't go on them either because I'm scared of fishing. So.
Yeah, no one comes fishing.
No
Very
more
sad.
fishing.
No one's.
No
Well, maybe
more
I can
fishing.
practice my magic in secret and
I
just
think
keep
you'll have
summoning fish when no one.
Or every time we're near water and me and Roy freak out, you summon some fishmen to extra freak us out.
Right, Roy, you when you look at this creature straight in the eyes, it's sort of completely alien sentience envelops your mind, and you firmly believe that the creature in front of you is Freddie Leach, there to
Oh no!
there to destroy you once and for all, utterly.
Oh god.
For reference, Freddie Leach is the leader of the Ubermensch and
the
Roy's
Ubermensch,
mortal
Roy's
enemy as
taxi opponent.
in his backstory. So he's the you firmly believe that he is the leader of the Übermensch.
Right. Fucking hell, what
Wait,
implications does that mean?
Roy was being hunted by some Übermensch.
No, Roy's arch nemesis is Freddy Nietzsche, who's the leader of a rival taxi firm. And in this bout of madness, Roy now thinks that this bear, this like freak bear creature is Freddy out to annihilate him.
What? God, he's got mad.
He has got mad. Okay, so at the moment you've walked in, the creature has shown itself, and it's now disappeared into a book on the desk. Harlan Rich's corpse is still on the ground. The lights start flickering. Up to the lads.
All right, can we approach the book and see if there's a title on it without touching it?
Yep. Yeah, it's the Arkham Witch Trial Papers.
Fucking hell.
It's a leather folio. It's quite small, about 60 pages, and it has a gold leaf stamped in the top left.
Right.
How are we going to burn these images out again?
I don't know.
Didn't get that far.
Is there a source of fire in the room?
If you've got the lantern still with you, then
Yeah, that would work.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could just burn the whole book, but if we do that, the mafia are gonna kill us.
Is it anything else on the desk?
no, it's literally just the book. There's some other bits and bobs like letters and stuff, but nothing actually of interest that you can see.
I mean, I can't believe it's as simple as just burn the book, because that feels like it would be the silliest ending ever, that we just burn the book and that's that. Like, there has to be more to it. For one thing, I know that they want us to burn the pages, or Hob did, but something's just occurred to me, you know. He's related to this witch. What if burning the pages is the worst thing that we could do?
What do you mean it's just occurred to you? Didn't we discuss this earlier?
No, I don't think it did. We were pretty
did.
set on burning this.
We literally discussed earlier, and you said that's a good point. We literally
Right.
discussed earlier that Hob might be lying to us.
But I
and
wasn't
burning
paying
the pages might be
attention.
the
So
wrong
I
thing to do.
wasn't paying attention.
But you said yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
What
but
do
I
you mean
also
you
wasn't paying
attention?
attention. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right.
I've got multiple
Well,
things going on.
We did think about. I mean, the thing is, are you willing to go over and open that book?
I'll fucking do it. And
Roy's not going anywhere near.
I'll
Roy's
open the
fucking in
book.
corner.
And every time I see it, I'm just going to look at it with half an eye. And when I see a picture, I'll tear it out.
Oh, this is not going to work.
So the images that you see are like
I'm not looking at the images.
Okay.
I'm sort of
but you
looking.
can-
Imagine if you've got a
Right.
book in your peripheral vision, and you open it, and you can see if there's a page with text or a page with a picture. The page with the picture, I'm tearing it out.
Right. Okay. Sure. You can tell though that the images on the pages are moving from out of your.
Not going to stop
vision.
me. Tear.
Right.
Tear. Not going to look
You
at them.
So you tear all the pages out, all the ones with the images
Yeah.
on, and
Stack
then
them neatly to one side, and we're going to burn
Okay.
those.
Okay. So as you set fire to the images, the horror in ink erupts from the pages, and we're going to start combat here.
Cool.
Oh,
I'm at the
God.
back.
What do you
No,
mean?
Next to the book.
I run to the back.
Right. Okay.
Oh, we've really fucked it here.
Well, we got to do this at some point. We knew it was going to happen. We knew
We
this
did all
was
know it was
coming.
going to happen.
Yeah, but Roy's very scared of whatever's coming out of this book.
Yeah, Roy can't. Well, you know,
Roy
will-
would probably act pretty. He'd probably
Well,
act
Roy can
irrationally.
do. My understanding of it is Roy can do everything normally, but they're all hard rolls because he's very afraid of this
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to be struggling
What,
to roll
extreme or hard?
Hard.
hard.
Okay.
Because that's what Ted was with the hydrophobia.
It's basically one higher than what it would be.
So you can act
Can I
normally,
just say
just
I would-
struggle.
Okay.
I would like to go to bed at 11, by the way.
No, we're going to stop then.
If that's acceptable. Yeah.
I mean, if this is going to be a long one, we could stop now.
I don't think it would be a long one.
Because we're going to die. All right, let's crack on then.
We can wrap up soon, I think. Okay, so right, so the horror goes first. So so I need to just quickly go through the layout of the room here.
Yeah.
So Father John is where?
Stood next to the fucking books and the pages. So.
Yeah. And Charlie.
Probably towards, with my back is against a wall somewhere at the side of the room.
Okay. And Roy.
Roy is at the back.
Okay.
Sadly.
Evelyn.
In front of Roy.
Okay. And then Klaus.
Leaning in the doorway, cradling a broken wrist.
Okay. Right. Okay. So Father John, I'm going to need you to do a brawl roll here.
That's my fucking wheelhouse, buddy.
Okay. So it tries to wrap around you, but as it goes for the first sort of rotation around your body, you just duck down and slip past it. So it's tried to grab you with its mass of worms, but you've definitely managed to.
I've faced masses of worms before on the rough streets of Dublin, so no problem.
Because you were kind of expecting something to happen. Yeah. So you're on top of it. Then I'm going to need you to roll a pow here.
A what?
John.
A what?
A pow roll. Power.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so it stares right at your eyes, and in the moment you feel your mind slip away.
Even with an 18?
Yeah.
That's a double star? I can't be more powerful than that, really.
He was more powerful.
Yeah, you have no idea what he rolled is the thing.
Yeah. Father John turns around and he's kind of like stumbling around. He looks towards the rest of the investigators. He's got light pouring out of his eyes, and he starts stumbling towards who's closest? I forgot. It was
Evelyn.
Roy, right?
Roy's at the back.
I'm at the back.
Okay, Evelyn then. Father John, you're possessed now. So
don't shoot me, Evelyn! I'll shout as my mind leaves me. No, I'll do whatever.
Okay, so it's Charlie's turn first to retaliate.
So I have my pistol on me, thanks to us going back to the car. So I'll whip that bad boy out.
Yeah.
And I will fire just a normal shot, I think.
Yep.
At me?
No, not you, at him.
Alright.
I just if I roll very poorly, then I might just hit you.
Don't.
But it's one of those.
I don't know how much damage I can do to a massive worms.
So you've got single shot, advantage, point blank range. Sorry, just single shot advantage. Yeah.
I just rolled and got a success.
Oh.
Where?
Sorry. I mean, I clicked it and I got like a 22 or something, but whatever. I can go again, it's cool.
It's alright, we'll say, yeah, it's passed. Right, roll damage.
He's done it again. Nice.
It dies.
Well, I don't know.
Was it
I mean,
a
you're
lot
gonna
of-
kill like
I mean, that
like
is a lot
3
of
worms.
So
I mean,
you
there's not
shoot
1,000 worms.
you shoot the mass of worms, and basically you see the bullet go through the worms, and then just pass through, and it hits the wall on the other side.
I think we just got to get the
Right.
fuck out of here, folks.
Evelyn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to run away.
Okay.
Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
So you're gonna leave. So as I will say, as you're leaving, you notice that the bottom of the mass of worms has started to catch fire, and the fire is now very slowly making its way up the mass.
Roy's getting the fuck out.
Okay. Father John, I'm going to needs to make another POW roll here.
Come on, Father John.
The Lord will protect you.
Ted?
Well, I'm a fucking zombie on it. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, so you need to roll another power roll. Okay. So the lights flicker, and for a second you manage to regain your composure. Like a fog has been lifted from your mind.
Well, I'm gonna fucking leg it along with everyone else.
Okay. Klaus.
Is the mass of worms emerging from the book, or
It's emerging from the papers that are burning.
from the papers that are burning? Where is the rest of the book?
On the desk still.
On the desk.
So, he's put we'll say that Father John's put the papers in the opposite corner from the book to light them.
Sorry, are you
Yeah.
guys looking at a map? Because I can't see one if you are.
No.
No, just mental map.
All right.
So, you want to try and grab the book and leave?
I'm thinking that there's I don't know, maybe there's something in the book that says how to get rid of Worm Demon, you know?
In event of Worm Demon, follow the
but
following simple
my concern
3
is
stages.
all of my braver, more skilled, more dexterous, more talented friends have just shoved past Klaus in their haste to get out of the room. And Klaus is very near to death. So my bold plan of going to grab the book and doing some desperate reading to see if I can solve it is probably not a very fucking good idea.
Well, you could grab the book and leg it.
I'm not anywhere near the book right now.
I mean, I'm not grabbing the book because I've just been
move?
possessed.
What's your move?
I'd want to try and grab the book in some way, shape, or form and get out, but it's a long way to go, and I'm the only one left in the room
You've
aside
got
from
move
John.
8, so you would probably you'd be able to grab the book and you make it to the door, but then you would probably have to roll against the creature just before you leave, because 8 meters, it would be about 4 meters to the desk and about 4 meters.
And if I was healthier or in any way better at dodging, I'd do it. But
You're not going to do it.
I'm on fuck all health, mate.
This is probably our best chance. If you're the quickest lad grabbing that book, even if you just get at the doorway, maybe we can get it out. Maybe shutting the book will do something. We don't know.
I'm going to try and grab the book and get out.
Okay. Alright, so you dash to the desk, grab the book, and as you leave, going to do a dexterity roll here. Okay, so as you leave, you dash out the door and you feel the mass of worms like erupt into the wall adjacent to you, and you can see the worms kind of spilling out in past the door and into the hallway as you run out.
Holy fuck!
Did it just ignore Charlie?
Charlie had left, right?
Charlie's already fucked off.
We've all legged it.
Charlie was the first one to... Oh, no,
I
Charlie...
thought Charlie's turn
No,
was to
Charlie
shoot him.
hasn't. Charlie
No,
hasn't.
Charlie's
I believe
still in.
Charlie's.
Charlie
I believe Charlie's
yeah. So
turn has been skipped.
No, because
Okay.
you went first. And
You went.
then
You shot.
Oh, okay, fair
You
enough.
shot.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and that
now
was the signifier for everyone to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then it's gone for you there. Charlie, it looks right into your eyes. I'm gonna need you to roll a 1d6 here for sanity.
A one.
If
How
only
do
you
I?
hadn't
How do
reminded
I?
me, you'd have forgotten.
How do I do a custom thingy?
At the
Slash
bottom.
R.
Alright, yeah, you can just roll d6. At the bottom is a square.
Just do /r
there?
d6.
Yeah.
It'll
There
do
you
it.
go.
Oh, sorry, there is. Yeah.
Right, so
That's,
it's
that's for
staring.
sanity.
Yeah,
So I lose that much sanity.
yeah.
Okay.
What's your
I
thing?
would like to think that as soon as I shoot and everyone else runs, I run with them at the same time. But
But that's not how turns work.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
Or how time
a
works.
A turn is about 5 seconds if you think about it that way. So you've aimed your pistol.
You've
shot,
drawn your pistol.
and in that moment, everyone else has
Bang!
done
And
that
we've all
action.
bundled past you to get out.
I see. But our conversation to leave was that after I shot and it went through, and we realised we could do no damage to this.
Yeah, but we
That's-
acted
that's-
after.
That's
we-
us.
that's when we all
That is us
left.
realizing it out of character. In
I
character,
okay,
our
I
characters
see.
all took a look at the massive worms and realized, well, we're not going to be able to shoot that. That's fucking stupid. How you just kill one worm and everyone else left. I
It's
stuck in.
ghost worms. I mean, come on.
I grabbed the book at least, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so Charlie, it's your go.
Leg it, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm fucking gone.
Okay.
Shut the
So-
door behind you.
Are you going to try and shut the door?
No.
Okay. So you spit out into the corridor. All 6 of you are now... Sorry, all 5 of you are in the corridor. And the massive worms, the face of the bear just pours out of the door and into the hallway, and it's now chasing you. So we're all going to have to make dex rolls,
Good.
and whoever's last is going to be the person that ends up behind.
Oh! Whoa! Look at that! I got 4 awards.
You got a natural 1, which means Father John, you absolutely leg it, and you're right at the front. So you've absolutely
Well,
What the fuck?
Roy!
Roy. Yeah. Okay. So Roy and Father John have both absolutely pegged it. Roy's never runs so fast in his
Roy's
entire
like
life.
one of those massive rocks in space that you think, how is that moving at 35,000 kilometers a second? That's Roy. 2 1s. That's insane.
So when you roll a nat 1, you get a improvement to your POW because it
baby.
counts as a
How much does it go up by?
absolute. It's I think it's a D10.
Oh, baby.
This is the only way to increase power, by the way. So
2.
Roy got 10.
Wow.
1 and then 10.
So
Ashwin
essentially, this
owning.
experience has it's like unlocked primeval
Potential.
primeval potential of Roy, and
Roy's
yeah, so you
realised he's not fat. He's actually enormously strong. He's just realised he's like Thor when he was overweight in Avengers Endgame, and then realised actually, you get a hammer in his hand, he's still the man. That's Roy.
Okay, so Roy and Father John have just pegged it down the corridor.
Sorry, chaps.
Evelyn's closely behind. Klaus and Charlie, you're lagging behind.
Has my power gone up by 10, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Okay, so both Klaus and Charlie, you're gonna have to roll me dex rolls here.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice one, Klaus. Klaus is taking a lot of fucking hours this session. He's got no nose.
Klaus is probably
got no
dead.
wrist.
So, it like splits its mass into two, into like almost two tendrils, and one tries to smash Charlie over the top of the head with all these worms, and Charlie, just by happenstance, manages to duck under it as it slams into the wall, and all these red worms just sort of pour onto the ground underneath him. Klaus isn't so lucky, and the tentacle. Give me a sec.
What is your next character going to be, Plague?
An Austrian doctor.
I mean, to be fair, the grabbing of the book hasn't affected this, so I still think you made the right decision. Try to throw the book with your last action.
So, Klaus, unfortunately, this is your dying moment here. So
no.
Yep.
So
I was joking.
What you can do is something called Blaze of Glory, which is when you die, you can essentially do something that with a bonus roll to something that
leave all your money to me.
Heroic. So you can do something in your last ditch attempt before you die to try and even the scales, and then
will it? Could it save his life?
No,
I'm dead.
He's 100%. It's a blaze of glory. So basically, he understands that he's dead. So it's killed. It's missed Charlie. Now it's essentially upon him, and he's got hardly any health. He knows that his time is up. So this is your chance to potentially. So you could, for example, you could throw the book with a bonus to throw, for example, or something else.
Summon a load of birds.
We actually lost Klaus. Klaus is actually dead.
Klaus is actually dead. This is the end of my character. He is done. I think the only thing I can think of that would be helpful is to try and get the book to the others. So I'll try the throw with a bonus die.
Alright. Send it.
So it'll be bonus die +1, right?
Yep.
Big clocks schnoz on the back of the head. He also falls down.
He's fucked it.
So
wait, use your luck. Use all your luck.
No, I don't think that.
It doesn't work like
no.
that.
It doesn't work like that.
So yeah, you try to toss the book, and it just kind of skids down the hall. So it's not really, it's just behind Charlie now. So it's still out of the way from the creature, but it's no longer. Yeah, you didn't manage to pass it to anyone. As the tendril slams you into the side of the wall, Charlie looks back and you can just see Klaus enveloped by a giant blob of red and black worms, and then you hear like a sickening cry from Klaus.
Nine!
Essentially, he is utterly annihilated inside.
But that was our fucking doctor and our wizard. Like, Klaus is. We can't lose.
Someone
Klaus.
else has to be the wizard. Maybe we'll find another wizard who's going to join us.
Conveniently.
And
Maybe this time not a doctor.
It barely gives Klaus second thoughts. After it slammed him to the wall, it passes over him, like basically utterly consumes him, and without even stopping, is still chasing Charlie.
Alright, well, this is still going.
Cocking hell, man.
So, Charlie, what do you want to do here? You're just going to keep running?
Yeah, well, what else can I do? Jesus.
Okay, roll me a dex then.
Fucking hell.
Okay. So, it tries to bite you, like its giant head surges forwards to try to collapse its jaw around you as you're running, but it barely misses, and you kind of stumble. It's like goes for your feet, and you kind of stumble forward, almost fall onto all fours, quickly manage to pick yourself up and keep running. So it's only about 5 meters behind you. and if anyone else wants to do anything different, let me know. Otherwise, we're assuming that you guys are still running.
Oh, I'm running.
Okay.
We can't fight that.
So, as Charlie is running, you can hear the sounds of flames coming from the creature, and when Charlie looks around just for a brief moment to see how close it is, the entire thing is now almost entirely alight, basically.
Oh, its weakness was fire.
So Charlie, I'm going to need one more dex roll.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Come on, Charles.
Okay.
It's Charlie.
So it goes for one final slam onto your entire body with one. It extends one giant tendril of worms and just brings it down onto the ground. And you're running straight down the middle, and you see basically your peripheral vision above your head. You see like the tip of the worms, and in that split second where it starts to come down, you sidestep to the left, and the tendril slams into the floor. Worms just burst across the floor and up the sides of the walls, and then slowly all the worms fall to the ground and almost dissolve into embers. And when you turn around, the creature is no longer there.
Well, I mean, if we're seeing this, we're going to rush and check Klaus.
Okay. So.
Or I'm going to anyway.
Yeah. So,
I think Roy's still fucking running.
I'm going to go and check on Klaus.
Alright. Yep. So, Klaus has suffered the same fate as Flinders and Roach and Lighter. His body is basically utterly consumed. He looks exactly the same as all the other corpses. So, he's basically been consumed by this horror in ink and annihilated. He's no longer with you.
Well, I'm going to give him the old last rites.
Yep.
And
Rifle through his pockets.
No, that would be Klaus's play. I'm just going to pat my hand on his chest and say, "See you on the other side there, mein Freunde." And then pick up the book and I guess head back into the library and see what's the crack.
Okay. So you're going to try and reconvene?
Well, I don't know if they're still running, but I'm going back in.
I think after a while, Roy will start running.
I'll call to them.
It's
gone.
Okay. So do you wanna read the book?
I didn't say that.
No. Okay. Sure.
Just fucking
what was it you wanted to do?
Holy shit.
No, I don't want to burn it. This is our only chance to avoid getting killed by the fucking mob. I'll have a look at it. I'll do the opening prologue at least. Let's have a look.
Okay, so if you look at the first pages, you can tell that it's deeply unsettling. So if you were to read the whole thing, you would almost certainly lose some sanity. It's the usual. You would lose sanity, gain some Cthulhu mythos knowledge, potentially learn some spells.
Well, I'll fucking read it then. Fuck it. I'll do it.
Okay. Can you roll me a d6 for sanity then, please? Alright. Okay. So you can improve your Cthulhu mythos by 1 point.
1! Oh, this wasn't worth it. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. You'd have to unlock it.
I'll
just put it to 6.
Yeah. So basically, a quick read shows that it's about the 1690s Arkham Witch Trials, in which Caleb Hobhouse, who was a jurist, took part in. It also deals with the sort of the panic that the witches caused, and the it's mostly trial extracts, testimonies, and a lot of where the page has been ripped out. They were essentially showing things like alchemical formulae and things like that. But obviously, the references are now gone. Because,
No, that's fair. I mean, we didn't want to save those anyway.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, team. What do we do?
I mean, I guess we'll report back to the guy, the head, whatever, the dean.
If we do that, we're going to have to explain to the mob that they didn't want these papers, and we'll have to come up with 11 grand.
We can still give them the papers. Actually, no.
I think it would be massively irresponsible to give them this book. We should talk to Fallon about this. Maybe we can get 11 grand out of him.
Fucking hell.
I'm not kidding. We've lost someone. We lost Klaus. Klaus died. This is not whatever
So we
fucking
can
fee
threaten
we
a
agreed.
lawsuit.
We should get that money and say, here's your fucking money.
Should we explain the mafia situation, or do we
I
just
think
say
we
need
should.
money?
I think we should. We should tell them, listen, if we give you this book, they're going to come after you. Or let's talk. That's what I think we should do. We should tell Fallon, look, we can give you this book back, but the mafia want Charles Leiter to pay them 11 grand. They've contacted us. Now we can give you this book, which is insane because this book will drive anyone that reads it mad. But if you want the book, we'll fucking give it to you. But you have to give us 11 grand to give to the mob, or they're going to come after us. Or they want the book. It's your choice.
I mean, to be honest, do you reckon we should show him the first page of the book and be like, you really don't want this thing, brother?
What if it drives him mad?
Didn't we neutralize the book? I thought the point.
No,
was
it almost. I had to make a sanity. I took sanity rolls just for reading the first page.
No, you always take, so anything that contains the knowledge of the Cthulhu mythos, you always take sanity damage. It's not necessarily related to.
It's not related to the book still being dangerous and killer.
It's just such mad shit that
Yeah.
it drives you mad.
I mean, now that we've got the book, we could arrange for the forgery to be done with our boy.
But again, if we get it forged, it's going to drive whoever reads it insane.
Well, they just need to make a sanity roll. Easy.
I don't know. That's the whole book. I got that from one page. All I'm saying is I think it would be risky. Let's talk to Fallon and put it to him anyway. Explain the situation and see what he says. Because we could have just found him the book and now it's his problem. Pay off the mafia, that's not our problem, and then fucking leave. We lost Klaus.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
I think, yeah, we'd speak to Fallon first.
Yeah.
He
Let's
might have
explain the
at least some
situation.
solutions.
Alright, we'll talk to Fallon.
So he's holed up in his office. Obviously heard the commotion, and when you arrive, he's like, "What on earth just happened out there?"
This book is pure evil. Whatever it summoned killed our friend Klaus, our doctor. Dr. Klaus Heisler is dead in a corridor outside the library. This book is pure evil. We tore out the pages that had illustrations and burnt them. And that summoned an evil spirit that killed one of our comrades. Now, we've got the book here for you. This is it. This is what you wanted. But we give you this book. Charles Leiter has a debt for $11,000 that he owes to the fucking mafia. And they've decided that we now owe them that money. And we can either give them the money or give them this book. Now, if we give you this book, we need $11,000 to pay off the mob, which was Charles Leiter's debt. What do you want to do?
So he looks at you, and after listening to all this, his head is in his hands, like he's basically reached the end of his rope. He's silent for a while, and then says, "Give me the book. The money we make from from appraising these will barely cover it. So we'll have made no money, lost 4 people, but if that's what it takes to put this whole thing under the rug, then so be it. The prestige of the university is more important than anything. At this point, I just want to come away without total failure.
So you're going to cover the mafia debt? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, assuming tell you what, why don't you send them my way if they approach you, and I fortunately, I probably won't be able to pay you for this as a result. People are going to ask questions, so we'll have to keep this utterly under wraps. But yeah, we'll consider that debt on the university. Now just go and leave me alone.
Sure. Well, we better fucking get Klaus buried and tell his family and all that shit. And then we need another investigator. Fuck. What a disaster.
This was a bad day.
This was bad.
So...
We got no money, lost Klaus.
Yeah. So, essentially you... we'll wrap up here because Greg wants to go, but pretty much you've come to the end anyway.
We've lost the adventure, yes, that's fine.
So, not necessarily... You actually didn't lose, which was surprising. Because you did burn the... manifestation of horror. So everyone
Is that a bad thing? We're not meant to do that.
No. That was one of the ways that you could destroy the creature.
Well,
so
out of interest, what were the other ways?
So actually there's very few things that you could have done. I'll let you know right now.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah. So you can. One of the ways that you could was essentially you'd figured out that the creature was tied to whoever had essentially been around the book. Was on like a timer, and they after a while they got killed by the horror in ink. One of the ways was you could have literally just taken it to a forest and just binned it. Assuming
just
that
thrown the book away.
Obviously, whoever touched the book would have died, but it would have.
So the deal was one of us was going to die regardless.
No, not necessarily. So, if you burn the book, basically after a while the spirit is destroyed. So you actually did the right thing. Unfortunately, you had to last a certain amount of time before the thing died, and Klaus died before the
so if we had like if we'd done the old John Carver trail of petrol leading to the thing from miles away and burnt it with like dynamite and then fucking been miles away, maybe would have been alright.
That would have been fine, yeah. But
we didn't know.
Yeah. Alternatively, you could have given it to Abner Witt. He's the only one in the scenario that knows how to dispel the curse. But as I'm sure you're aware, he was not exactly a
upstanding citizen,
a normal person. So the consequences for that I won't share. But there are. So you now. I want to say here as we wrap up that obviously the Dota patch is essentially tomorrow.
Imminent.
So I think that there's probably going to be quite a period of time where lads are just want to be playing Dotes and stuff, which is completely fine. I'm probably in the same boat. If we want, because I'm also going to be away for a month between April to May. For work-related stuff. On my return, we can start a new actual sandbox campaign, which I've started in Australia. So you could either port your characters that you've got now to that one, or you can start totally fresh. But this one will be, previously we've played scenarios, so it's this one not so much, but kind of linear.
Yeah.
But this one is more, you have to really sort of think and actually do your own investigations and stuff. So it's not all like properly connected and things like that. So this one will be more of a giant sandbox type adventure. So if you want to play that, then let me know. Obviously.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to make a new character. I like Father John.
You
but
can absolutely bring them into the new one. I
mean, it's just we lost Klaus, right? So
yeah.
I mean, if we start again from scratch, that would be fine with me. I don't mind carrying them over either. It's up to you, lads.
Whatever.
Okay, so obviously, if someone wants to keep it, it's going to be a while before this starts. So, but because there's so much time between now and when we'll next be able to play, that I figured I might as well just start this now. Otherwise, it'd only be like another 2 adventures before we start it. So
yeah, all right. Well, yeah, we can do that. Plague, I'm so sorry your lad died.
It's the way of the dice.
I mean, it's a good ending. Someone died, and then we start afresh. But the thing is that Klaus essentially died within the space of like an hour.
Yeah.
He got his wrist broken, nose bitten off, and then absorbed by it.
I wanted to go to the hospital.
Yeah, someone said, why was he here?
People kept speaking up. Oh, you don't actually need to go to the hospital just yet, Klaus. You can keep going for an hour.
I check the VOD. You actually said, I've got some time. I've got some time.
I did. I agreed I had some time, but not in the end.
Would it have one-shot him if he was at full HP? Or was it just because he was low on HP?
So the actual, I can give you the actual numbers. He was on 3 health and I rolled a 4.
Oh,
I was on 4
I didn't
health.
realize you were that poorly.
Okay, yeah. So,
I was on 4 health, and
okay, so
it
you
would have still killed me.
Yeah. So, you guys actually got kind of lucky. Well, obviously Klaus didn't, but essentially, if the creature manages to grab you, it basically does like a D100 sanity roll and is pretty much instant death.
Wow.
So Ted managing to avoid it right at the start basically saved his life.
Whew. I'm very dexterous for a priest. I've got 70 dex. It's pretty nuts. And good brawl. I just happened to be the right man in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, Dr. Heisel was definitely not the right man in the right place at the right time. Should have been
all my
at
healthier
the hospital.
comrades. All my healthier comrades left me in the dust as they sprinted off down the hallway.
Me and Roy fucking legged it. Holy shit.
Roy was just fucking done.
Sprinters. Natural sprinters. Alright, cheers, man. That was really, really good. I think that was my favourite adventure yet. I really, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, because Klaus died. Cool.
No, that was the worst part, but it was a glorious ending. And yeah, I just thought it was really. I liked the interacting with the spirit was fun, and I feel like we sort of had some vague idea about what we were doing, but I didn't realize it was going to be quite that dangerous. I don't know why I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You actually so the Hobhouse Mance is actually a red herring. Like it's actually got no real connection to the creature. So it was basically there just to try and. So when you were like doing all this stuff, thinking about the spirits, it was only there was just happened to be a ghost in the house, and
it did tell us to burn the papers, and we did.
Yeah.
So that did at least help us in that regard.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't think we would have known what to do. So a red herring that actually gave us a victory condition was quite the red herring.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, so what was wrong with Hobhouse? It wasn't meant to tell us anything.
No, so Hobhouse is basically it was where the book was, and the guy that died there was connected to the Arkham papers, but you're not really supposed to find much. But because you guys rolled the occult roll, and I like the idea of you trying to communicate, because essentially it was a spirit there. There is supposed to be a spirit, and it's supposed to throw you off. So I like the idea that you guys were communicating with it. So I put that in.
That's pretty hype.
I mean, I really did feel like that. It absolutely fitted he was related to her, and like it made sense. It absolutely made sense. Well done on the fly doing that. That was really good. Because I felt like, oh, we fucking nailed it. But of course, we were not meant to be doing that at all. So how were we meant to figure out to burn it? We were just meant to come up with that idea, or?
It's very difficult, yeah. Essentially, I mean, you guys didn't visit Cecil Hunter's house, but that might have given you some clue.
I knew Hunter's house had something there.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, the gist of it is that when you look at the evidence, it's the fact that he's forging, and it's the images.
Yeah,
that are
the images.
key. So basically, you have to destroy the images on the paper, so to burn them, basically.
So we got the right idea, but we didn't get there in the right way. Was there anything that we missed that was like, how'd they not fucking get that? Where it was like super obvious, we just didn't get it.
So it's actually kind of hard, because essentially this adventure has, you choose who the person that stole the papers is. So there's different endings based on who you made steal the papers. So for this one, Anthony Flinders stole the papers.
Right.
He was the one that broke into Leiter's house, stole the papers. That's why he was the next person to die. And then he was going to team up with Roach to essentially try and take over the whole business, basically.
Right.
But no, there actually, if you'd gone to the asylum, or if you'd gone back to the hotel, you would have gone back to Leiter's house, you would have got a notice saying that Cecil Hunter was dead. Again, from the horror. Obviously there was weird stuff in Abnerwick's house, which I won't spoil in case anyone else is watching. The whole Atlantic City thing is just completely, it's basically just some lads trying to collect debt. So they're
good call on not going there then, lads.
Yeah. You were also being followed by the other creature that Abnerwick had in his house, but nobody ever passed the relevant roles for it. Honestly, other than that, it was, you guys pretty much hit it on the head. I mean, you did pretty well in figuring out what was happening to people. The mirror throws people off at the start.
Yeah, because I thought it was like the spirit of the witch was traveling through mirrors. Like that was what I automatically assumed, a laser from a mirror or something. But yeah, I was way off there. Sorry about that.
Well, it's alright. I mean, if you fail this scenario, the entirety of Arkham City gets annihilated by...
Holy shit!
So,
we didn't fail, boys. We didn't fail.
Yeah, that's the ultimate fail, and you have to do like a pretty big sanity loss if you...
Christ.
If you fail that.
That was a toughie then. Alright,
yeah,
Munt,
it's a hard one.
Munt, thank you very much for running this again. Absolutely brilliant. You did a great job. Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a great scenario. So probably May time, maybe we'll pick up again.
Yeah,
whole new thing.
But it'll be spectacular. It'll be something. I've given Ashwin and Miles a sneak preview.
I mean, I also think if we did make new characters, we would have a better idea of what kind of things we're going to need, and we could also talk to each other ahead of time and make sure we've got coverage for everything, because that would make sense. A group of investigators would want experts for certain things.
I would definitely recommend making new characters, because a lot of this is going to take place in the Australian outback, so
we want survival like and shit like that.
And yeah, exactly.
Alright, we'll need a bushman. Alright, well, thank you guys. I will see you during the week. Good stuff. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. We will see you guys next time for Cthulhu. That'll be about a couple of months' time. But I'll be back with some Blood Bowl and all that shit tomorrow. Dota patches tomorrow. So once that comes out, we're back on the dotes. Deal with it. Anyway, cheers for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this wasn't the most popular stream, but I wanted to do it. It's nice to play games with the lads, and it was a lot of fun. So I will see you guys soon. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.